Hey, everybody. I am just getting in and am going to invite some of my friends, send some links out. I'm waiting for the Sarah Grace Patrick hearing to start, so feel free to join me while waiting. Get comfortable. I'm going to, like I said, send some links out and BRB. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. Hey, girl, hey. I'm about to share a link if you are free to come up. Um, if not, I understand. You can be faceless like me today. After I get the link sent out, then I will share a stream of the court. I just want to get this link sent. I've heard that Katie's there. I've heard that Sarah Grace's dad is there. Heidi is talking to everybody. My computer's being slow today. Let's see. One second. Sorry, my dog is licking her paws, and I had to stop her. She's not very happy. Um, Sorry this is taking so long, but I did want to hop on. My Facebook for some reason is not. Oh, here we go. There we go. It's loading. Okay, so let me close out of all that, and then we will try to find a place to stream this thing. So I'm going to share my screen. Well, if you would like to call in at any point, just let me know. If you want. If not, just feel free to kick back and wait for me to find this trial. Whenever it does go live, we will be there. And I invited Heidi, so we're just waiting for Heidi. Hey, Bo, how's it going? Have you heard the latest of the haters out there? The guilters. Haters be hating, you know.
Hi.
I
Oh, it's only 7 o'clock here. Okay, and I look nuts. Let me turn this camera off.
yeah, feel free to turn your camera off.
Is anybody even in here?
Bo's here and Laurel is in the chat.
Hi, Laurel. Okay, let's put a picture up. Okay, so Katie and Tasha are together. They both just messaged me. They said that Sarah will be later. And I also was looking at the docket for court today in Clayton County. And they have continued other people's court hearings. So I'm assuming it's because of Sarah.
That's
Yeah. There was a man and woman that, what do you say, unalived their baby, and they were supposed to be in court today, and even their court hearing was rescheduled.
So you said Alive 11?
Yes.
Okay.
11 Alive.
Oh yeah, 11 Alive.
11 Alive Plus, streaming live local.
I don't see anything yet, but I'm just waiting. I will go through some of the latest filings and read those to everybody while we wait.
This is crazy.
Yep.
I can't wait to see DJ's dumbass. Let me plug in my tablet too so I can see it even bigger.
Okay. Okay, so we have in the Superior Court of Carroll County in the state of Georgia.
It's crazy. I couldn't sleep. I was like wide awake at 5:30 a.m. My very first thought on my head is Sarah.
Yeah.
And I must have been her last thought too, because she messaged me right before bed.
What did she say? Are you there?
I definitely need to reach out to Netflix.
Can you hear me?
And possibly change my mind on speaking to them.
Can you hear me, Heidi?
Are you still with me?
I don't think you can hear me.
I can't hear you.
Okay, chat, can you hear me? Or is it just Heidi that can't hear me? Or who can hear me? Yeah, so Heidi can't hear me, but I can hear Heidi. But y'all can hear me in the chat. Okay. Well, she's going to reconnect and come back. So I'll wait for her to do that. Then I'll continue reading this document, even though I haven't really started yet. So we are getting more interest in the case. I've had a few people reach out to me wanting me to like update them on the case and stuff. So I'm excited about that. Good morning, Brenda. Good. Yeah, I'm just waiting for something to happen, and somebody just started streaming this trial. And then I was going to read some court documents while we're waiting. Waiting for Heidi to come back. If anybody happens to see the trial go live, just let me know, and I will go to wherever it's at and find it. I hope Lawyer Lee is there. Oh, there you are, Heidi. I'm adding you back to the stage now. There you are. Can you hear me now?
I can. Listen, I just tried to stream this channel that you're on through YouTube because it offers that, and it booted me out. It blocked me, said that this was not allowed.
Huh. I don't know why. Brenda asked, she wonders if Lawyer Lee is there. I hope so.
Let me ask. Hold on.
I wonder if they know who Lawyer Lee is. Yes, I do. I've said it on my channel before, so they know.
What am I asking? I forget already.
If Lawyer Lee is there. And then I'm going to read this notice of defense discovery while you do that.
Okay.
Comes now the defendant in the above captioned matter and submits this notice to amend defendant's notice of discovery and submits that the following may be presented at trial. 1, witnesses. So all witnesses on the state's witness list are subject to being called as witnesses for the defendant. So they're going to have all the state's witnesses plus these guys. These are the defense witnesses. We have investigator Doug Belisle. We have investigator Shavina Rogers, investigator Michael Bell, Steve Reck Sr., which I still don't know who that is, Elizabeth Alderson, I don't know who that is, and Dr. Robert Schaefer. Not sure who that is. I'm assuming it's an expert. 2, possible evidence. All evidence in the state's notice of discovery, all items are currently in the possession of the district attorney's office. B, below listed evidence is currently in the possession of the Georgia Public Defender Central Office Specialized Unit and will be made available for inspection or copying at the GPDC. To do so, please provide the undersigned with 3 alternative dates and times in writing for such viewing with a minimum of 48 hours notice. 1, criminal records of any witnesses. 2, any necessary items for impeachment or rebuttal to include recorded interviews with office investigators. So there was that. And then another thing I want to do before I Lawyer Lee is a YouTuber, and she's kind of defense minded. She's very equal and plays both sides, but she's very defense minded, in my opinion, and cares about the justice system. She's a graduate of Harvard. She's super smart, and she lives in Georgia, and she is going to be there. And she's got long bright blonde hair with red lipstick, and she's an older lady, and real pretty and kind and Southern. But also what I wanted to do for anybody that's new here is just give a brief summary of the case so far. And why we're interested and all that, just for people that are just tuning in. So Sarah Grace is 16 years old. She's from Georgia. She was arrested for the unaliving of her stepmom. And Heidi left. I'm not sure what happened. She was arrested for the unaliving of her stepmom and her mom and her stepdad. And are you there?
I am. God dang it. I'm done messing with the phone.
It's all good. So she was arrested for that. We don't know what evidence they have on her so far. They do have a list of discovery in these documents that just states like that there's like a lab report for gunshot residue, but we don't know what the results of a lot of the reports that are in there are. But they have never found the weapon. They were each shot multiple times. There was no known history of any sexual violence in the family. But it's been speculated, but almost everybody has said no, that's not something that's happening. But anytime I have tried to bring up anything about the victims in this case, I've been attacked online by the family
Same.
members.
Same. I have to, like, horribly.
And not just me, there's all other content creators that have been attacked online for even mentioning the fact that these people have an arrest record. I'm just searching this again to make sure I'm not missing the live. Okay. So this girl, her stepdad has a sister named Kim. Kim has a best friend named Kelly with the IE. They are on TikTok and have a decent following on TikTok. They push back really, really hard on anybody that tries to speak out about this case, and tries to advocate for innocence for Sarah, or even not like in innocence, but like let's just wait to see what happens, kind of thing, or let's if it is true that she is the perpetrator, then why? But anytime anybody takes that perspective, there's a group of family members that loudly and vocally attack. So that's why I was so happy whenever Criminality got interested in this case, and why I'm so glad that other people are drawing interest in this case. Anyone?
I'd like to say something.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
I've said this many times that it was because of Kelly's behavior towards Sarah that made me dig into this. And, I started digging in at the end of July, and today it's December 17th or 16th, I don't know. But I have to say, I do understand where Kelly and Kim have been coming from for so long and what they have been trying to say. But I don't believe their anger is towards Sarah. I believe it is towards her father. And they were trying to get everybody to understand the truth about Sarah's side of the family, and to give Kelly and Kim a little credit, they are right. I have seen, you have seen, Laurel has seen, many people in that group has seen what Kim and Kelly has been trying to say, which leads me more to defend Sarah even harder, because Sarah had nobody to look up to. Sarah had nobody to turn to depend on, to raise her correctly. This upbringing that Sarah had was horrible, absolutely horrible. And Sarah was 16 at the time of the crimes, and everybody wants to say that Jamie and Kristen got sober and was turning their lives around. Okay, but for 15 years, Sarah was raised by the hair of her head, with dope addicts around all the time, men in and out of the house. Sarah had a very, very hard life. that no child should go through. And it wasn't just Sarah that went through it. It was her little brother. It was her little sister. They all went through a horrible life. And Jamie had another son, a young boy. He's 13 now. And that little boy's biological mom, from what I understand, is a mess as well. So that little boy would always stay with Jamie and Kristen on the weekends, and Sarah was taking care of him too. So Sarah was like the mother to all these kids. You know, her life was not easy.
So
This,
she's got a mom with a criminal history, a stepdad with a criminal history and checkered past, but was on her way to getting her life clean. She's got a stepdad with a checkered past that was on his way to getting his life clean, but and a dad that was never there consistently and has a lot of his own demons that he's battling. So she had the cards stacked against her, from the beginning. Is that what you're saying? Pretty much.
so badly,
Yeah.
so badly. And that's where my anger comes in, to jump up and in front of the world attack this child when you personally know that this child had a horrible home life, and you want to call it victim bashing, victim blaming. I mean, that child had a horrible life. And I am so sorry that when Jamie and Kristen, decide to turn their lives around, because Jamie got sick, Kristen was on probation, they had to get clean, and by the grace of God, they found a church to help them get through it.
And
But
they have been attacking the church.
yeah, oh my God, and the pastor. And
Yeah.
listen, here's what's even worse. I don't know if you know this, Emily, but the pastor has Tourette's.
Oh, and they were making fun of him.
Yes. But then they want to make TikToks about people being ugly towards them and bullying them. You're ripping apart a church, for God's sakes, a pastor. So,
Yeah. Laurel says, even anyone who just says that people are innocent until proven guilty, they absolutely pop off as if they're in high school. Yeah.
yes.
So what my complete speculation after doing a lot of research and digging into Kim and Kelly on my previous streams, is that they did not like Kristen. Kim and Kelly were in the public eye trying to get this case solved, trying to get it solved, no matter what. They wanted this case solved. They were posting TikToks about it. They were, getting traction. So after 4 months, the case was still unsolved. And during that 4 months, there were people commenting, speculating about Sarah being involved and maybe Sarah's boyfriend being involved. So I was looking through the history, and Kim and Kelly were like liking those comments and replying to those comments, and like putting eyeball emojis and implying that Sarah might have something to do with this. But during my digging, there was a time that Jamie ended up in the hospital for an unknown reason. I don't know whether it was
his heart. That's when his heart went.
Okay, so his heart went bad, and he didn't reach out to any of his family members. He was in the hospital, and Kristen had posted a picture, and it caused a lot of back and forth. I forgot exactly the words that were used, but it's in my previous stream.
She was saying, "What did you do to my brother? I will find out."
Yeah, what did you do to my brother? I will find out. And this is before anybody. This was just whenever he was in the hospital because he was sick. So, good morning, Andy. I'm glad you're here. For the past 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I've been trying to do a brief rundown of this to catch up any newbies. So hopefully that helps a little bit, wrapping your mind around this case. And I don't even know where to begin. But recently we've came across even more clues as to some of the shady characters that might have been in Sarah's life. Um,
So many.
do you
Good
care to
God.
elaborate on that?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So, it started when Sarah was young. Kristen met Jamie when Sarah was just a little girl. Kristen was married to Daniel Patrick, and she met Jamie. And she started to see Jamie, I'm assuming, behind DJ's back. From what I understand, though, they led a lifestyle where that kind of stuff was permissible. But then Kristen really fell for Jamie, and Kristen wanted a divorce. She wanted to be with Jamie. They get together. Kristen has a baby. They're raising a family now, and the three children, Sarah, Donnie, and Jay Lee. And I guess the drugs were a big part of Jamie and Kristen's lives, dealing, manufacturing, and doing them. They had sheds in their yard in Ackworth, and people were living in the sheds. The home was raided, I think, I'm not sure when the home was raided, but when the home was raided, and I need to say allegedly, because Jamie's criminal past is poof, gone. Man's been in prison off and on since he was 17 years old, but I did a deep background check on him, gone. His whole criminal history, gone. He's got one arrest record on there, and it was for petty theft, shoplifting. Everything else is gone. The fact that he's been in and out of prison multiple times, gone. So I'm going to say allegedly.
But we did come across some court documents with his name on them.
Right. And those were wiped clean. Ironically, those were wiped clean.
So we might need somebody better at digging than us to really figure out. But both parents, well, Kristen had charges of child abuse, correct?
Yes. She passed away still on probation, waiting to go to court for those charges.
For child abuse.
Yes.
And then he, in those court papers that you showed me with Jamie's paperwork, it said that was something to do with children as well, right? I mean, nothing like sexual or anything, but something. I don't know if it was abuse or endangerment or something like that.
From what I understand, he was standing inside of one of those sheds that they do what they do inside those sheds where the people were living. And she had the kids in the back seat of the car, and she was driving erratically and tried to drive through the shed.
What about
she was high?
Him, though.
All his charges were dropped for that day. And he had a lot of charges. You saw that for that day, and they're gone.
Oh, so that was that same day?
Yes.
I wonder if she just like took the fall for it.
Very odd that his criminal history is just wiped clean. It's even more odd that when they raided their house, they found, allegedly, they found stolen motorcycles, large amounts of cash, hardcore drugs. And he served, I think, a year or two for all of that. And it's poof, gone off his record. And that's what gets me right there. The kind of lifestyle that Jamie and Kristen led, which was very hardcore, very fast lifestyle. They just honed in on Sarah instantly.
But you know what, that and what else kind of concerns me, Andy, is, you know, that shit that was happening in Kentucky with the swingers and the judge and the sheriff. what if there's something similar but different happening in Georgia? You know what I'm saying? Because the rumor allegedly is that they like to do the kind of thing where I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but maybe they might have pissed somebody off and they came after them. I don't know. Allegedly. I
Right.
don't
There's
know.
so many things it could have been. They lived a very hardcore lifestyle. And there are rumors of, their promiscuity and they lived wild, especially for their old ass ages. I thought that was something people did in their 20s, and I don't know. I'm not judging. I lived a wild lifestyle myself, but I don't know.
No, people
And
do it at all
and
ages. People like to swing. It's a thing.
right, and more people are coming out of the woodwork about Jamie and Kristen too. As of yesterday, I just got a message about their lifestyle. So I don't know.
And with them recently getting sober, I wonder if that could have any impact on like if they left that lifestyle with any debts or anything like that.
Of course they did, especially when his house got raided. I said that on the last live we were on. When that house got raided and they allegedly found all the stolen motorcycles, the large amounts of cash, the large amounts of drugs, the police took that shit with them. Like, hello, obviously he's going to owe somebody for all that stuff.
Yeah. And Andy said, no shade to the swingers. This is all relevant. And I think so too. No shade to the swingers.
Andy, I'm going to say the reason why it's relevant is because there were times that, Jamie called people to show up for these type of parties. And one time he got extremely mad and kicked one of the men out. And come to find out, the man was called back by Kristen, and things happened anyways. So, there were people, yeah.
Yeah, emotions can be, like for people that are just trying swinging, my emotions can be very high, because, obviously for obvious reasons, so.
Right. A lot of women get into it because their men want them to, or a lot of men get into it because their women want to, and they're not really comfortable with it. So,
Yeah,
I don't understand it. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm dead serious. I didn't even want my own man, let alone somebody else's. I don't understand it. Whatever.
Potential third-party defense. And yes, so hey Belly. So also there was another son that was living in that house. He wasn't there staying the night, but he was, I think, if they're going to point the finger at Sarah, not that I think that this kid's guilty at all, but I'm saying just like there were multiple kids living there that had multiple problems, so I think and Kristen had exes that weren't happy with her also. So I just think that, the finger pointing, there's plenty of fingers to be pointed. With the people living in the yard, the swinger thing, the drug thing, the not to mention, we didn't even point the finger at the main person, which is Sarah had a boyfriend at the time and who had a gun and
Lots of them.
yes, lots of guns and went to the shooting range. Yeah, is being I'm hearing that he is being pressured.
He's testifying.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's being pressured either. I think he's lying. I think he knew from day one he was having to testify, and he kept it quiet.
So would you like to elaborate on that?
He opened up yesterday and said that he was being asked to testify by the prosecution and that he just found out about that. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. He knew from day one he was going to have to testify.
That has to be the only reason why he's not implicated in this, because if she did it, she would have had to have his help. There's no gun there. She didn't go anywhere.
Well,
So the
maybe
gun-
not his help per se, but she damn sure was on the phone with him.
Yeah, she was on the phone with him the whole time. Yeah. So many questions.
This is such a messy case for the simple fact that there were so many shady, shitty people involved, like bad people. And this goes back to what I was saying about the other family members of Jamie's attacking this child. She is a child, still to this day, sitting in jail. She is a child, attacking this child, knowing full well what type of life she lived. If she did do this, God knows I am not saying that that is okay. But what I am saying is this child lived a fucked up life, and there's no way that her brain was normal. No way. This child has been traumatized. Everybody keeps asking, do you think the stepfather was doing something to her? Maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was multiple other people.
Yeah.
And maybe nobody was protecting this child. Nobody is saying that Jamie did this to her. Maybe Jamie's friends, Kristen's friends, drug addicts, drug dealers. Who
Maybe your
knows what was happening?
Maybe your dad's friends.
Right. Yeah, I don't even think Daniel has any male friends.
So DB is asking, what are the new facts that came out? Her boyfriend or something. So we recently heard from Lane that he will be testifying, or he will be at least giving his deposition to the prosecutor. He said he doesn't know anything. He said everything's going to be all right. What? Hang on, let me look it up.
I just find it crazy that he just now opens up about, I have to testify tomorrow. I'm being a witness tomorrow. Like, kid, he's not a kid. He's a man. I think he's almost 22 now, if not 22. Listen, you knew. And Lane, if you're listening to this, you knew everything Sarah was going through in that house, and you knew that you'd be testifying or being used as a witness for the prosecution.
Andy, you have got to see Brian Enton's coverage of this. His coverage only was about what her defense is, what her defense should be. Not that she could be not guilty. Just what are her different defenses? It was absolutely fucking mind-boggling, pissed me off so bad. And I respect Brian Enton. Like, I watch his shit, but it was absolutely horrible. Yeah. I'm trying to look up the text from. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so I'm still waiting for the. Do we have any updates from inside the courtroom?
So
Nope, you just cut out. You sounded like a hey, Defense Diaries is here. We're just waiting for the court streaming to start. Nothing so far. Are you there, Heidi? Yeah, Vinny's something else. But Vinny, in my opinion, I don't know. I feel like he's been fair about this case. You know, now I can hear your keys jangling. Are you there? Oh,
Yeah, I had to go out to my car to get the cord. I want to say this too about these reporters. You know, because of people like you, Emily, that are doing the YouTubes and that are doing the lives, you are their competition because you are more real life than these journalists, you know, and they're scrambling, they're scraping for anything to say because they have a lot of competition out there today.
yeah, and they want to hear from
And
people
as far
with,
as Vinny goes, everything he reported, like, come on, sir. He didn't even know what he was saying. And one of the other podcasters said they were stabbed to death. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I kind of like Vinny because he does at least, you know, ask the questions, and you know, I don't know. Brian Enton was really bad though.
yeah, that Enton guy, he was the one that said they were stabbed to death. I was like, get this guy off the air.
So yeah, I just in the past half an hour did like a
Wait,
did a
Bob
brief
Mata is in here.
yes.
Bob, I sent you everything on Instagram. I sent you the fact.
I emailed him too.
Bob, I sent you the fact that Jamie's criminal history is just completely erased. How does that happen? Please explain that to me. How and why did that happen?
He said he got it.
Oh, I know you got it.
We're if we're good at one thing, we're good at being out here raising a stink, getting people's attention. But yeah, it's just so crazy. I haven't seen anything worth convicting or, you know, worth finding her guilty over. I just haven't seen anything. I know it might all come out at trial and we might have egg all over our face, but I don't know. And if she did do it, why is she sitting there by herself, you know? He said it can only be done through sealing or expungement.
Why would they conceal it?
I don't know. He said, which is not easy to do. And I don't think he really had the means or
Jamie didn't care about concealing his record. The type of person Jamie was, he'd be proud of that shit. And it wasn't like he was out there trying to get some upstanding job and had to have it expunged.
And this was the latest filing concerning the boyfriend. I'll read it to you guys now. Comes now the defendant by and through counsel and files motion in limine requesting this court prohibit the district attorney and all witnesses to refrain from mentioning either directly or indirectly any recorded source, including recorded statements of the defendant and or with Josh Skinner, which is Lane. The irrelevant and prejudicial statements, including but not limited to all comments relating to the defendant texting or having sex with other guys, or any reference to the defendant's alleged sexual behavior or promiscuity, all photos, posts, or pictures depicting all or alluding to all sexual behavior of the defendant, or all comments relating to the defendant's illicit drug use or hiding of illicit drugs or paraphernalia. This information is irrelevant to the determination of guilt or innocence on the charged offenses. I think just the fact that she was doing drugs with her parents is pretty messed up, if you ask me. Just that alone. Just me?
No.
Yeah, they're gonna slut shame this girl. Yes. Which stream are you on? Which
me?
have you here twice?
I'm trying. Girl, I'm everywhere. I'm trying to do it on my tablet.
So DB says they want the public seeing the victim's prior bad act. They don't want the public seeing the victim's prior bad acts. Morning, Brian. It depends on the circumstance. Defense Diaries says it depends on the circumstances and the charges as far as both go. Brenda says the PD got her motion granted to file all evidentiary motions under seal. Yes, she did. And they're going to slut shame this girl. Yes. And that's what I'm really afraid of. They're going to slut shame her and then also drug shame her for the drugs she was doing with her parents, which is like, why are you going to be letting your daughter do that? So I don't know. It's going to be really bad. I'm really not looking forward to it. It's going to be not a good time.
Okay. So Tasha just messaged me. They're bringing in all the inmates.
Oh boy. So is the dad there?
I'm asking now.
Okay.
It's over. Katie just said she's going to call me. Wait a minute. Tasha's messaging too. Damn, DJ didn't even show up. What a...
Her dad didn't show up?
No.
You know what? Now that we're talking about her dad and he didn't fucking show up for her.
Here we go.
Maybe I will air some fucking laundry. This motherfucker has a Facebook group, won't let anybody post but the women he's fucking. Tell me about that. What the fuck is going on? There's so much suspicious shit happening. I heard that he's beating his kid. What did he do to Sarah?
Right. Allegedly.
So maybe they'll stream it after, or maybe they'll post it afterwards. If not, we'll get a full breakdown here in a second. Have her call you and put her on stream or put it on speaker. DB,
so
you need to come
emotional. Katie is so emotional over this. She has been done so wrong. All she has done was taken in a complete strange kid. She was called and said, hey, my mom's on drugs. My mom's an alcoholic. Can Sarah come and stay with you? My mom attacked her last night. Katie never even met Sarah and said yes. Took Sarah into her home.
And DJ took advantage of that. Yes.
Totally. Katie took care of Donnie the whole time that he was there. The other little boy, like...
My guest is Heidi. She is not any relation to the family, but she has, ever since this happened, it kind of like tugged at her heartstrings. So she became part of the Facebook group to do with like the innocence of Sarah Grace, because she's got quite, a decent amount of supporters. I mean, she did. So she became part of that Facebook group and started talking to the dad a little bit, and then started talking to Katie. Katie is the one she was just explaining. So Heidi's just kind of like third party, and Heidi talks to Sarah regularly on the phone.
Every day. Little baby. And she is a sweet kid. She really is a sweet kid. And she's been through hell. And Kate, one day Sarah's going to be able to tell her story. And I'll tell you a little bit. Sarah has absolutely no family support.
And DB said maybe he didn't go because he knew it would be an extremely short hearing. No, he said he didn't have enough gas money to go, even though he was getting Botox.
He did. He said that he needed to save money. He told his daughter he needed to save money. And then another woman from the group he's been trying to get with said, I'll go with you. He said, okay, let's go. And then he said, the cameras are going to be all over us. He acts like this is about him. This is about his daughter. So Vinny or any other podcasters or journalists that are listening to this, do not question that man. Do not give him any camera time. He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know anything about his daughter. And I'm going to leave it at that. She'll tell the story.
It wasn't Heidi at the bail hearing. That was Katie at the bail hearing. The one that Heidi was talking about. But whenever the first time I spoke out about this case, and the aunts came after me. They came after Heidi too, and Heidi got a DUI a long time ago, like years and
Almost
years and
20 years ago.
20 years ago, and they were posting her mugshot all over the place and just talking shit, and they're just absolutely insane.
Yeah, they really thought I would be embarrassed and that would shut me up. Yeah, no, I'm not embarrassed. Instead, I came after them twice as hard and I dug into their past too. And they've got some pretty colorful pasts as well, as we all do.
Yes.
Don't come at me if you don't want your shit brought out.
DB says, okay, but thinking about this through the lens of criminalizing poverty and making it so there's unequal justice for those who are not able to afford it. However, if someone would take him, what the fuck? Yeah, and apparently he's getting money from production companies also.
Yeah,
our
that doesn't
opinion,
have money.
Brenda said, y'all's opinion of DJ has evolved over time. Yeah, it has, and I hate that.
Emily, you never liked him. You said that from the
Oh, that's
beginning.
true.
Something's off about him.
But I never said that publicly.
No. Sorry. Sorry.
So DJ and Daniel. Yeah, I don't know what production company. I haven't talked to him, but I know Heidi has. I know that Katie has, and DJ has, and I don't know. Netflix. I don't know.
Yeah, Netflix asked me if I would be in the documentary, and I said no.
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, I guess maybe we just got on here for no reason. I don't see
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it on Court TV. Is anybody in the chat seeing it on Court TV?
No,
Because I don't see anything.
I'm refreshing and there's nothing new.
Let me look at Alive 11.
Yeah, they're turning everything into a docuseries these days. Yeah, I don't know really what was even supposed to happen at this hearing today. I just, wanted to
Witnesses. And file for more discovery from the prosecution. I'm not seeing anything on the news either.
I wonder if because that no, I was gonna say I wonder because if that stuff was sealed or like sealed until trial, if they sealed the court hearing, but they have all these orders for recording, so that can't be it. We can look at expert testimony. We got his resume. We can look at. This website takes a long time to load. So comes now the defendant by and through counsel notified the state of Georgia that the defendant's intention to introduce expert testimony through witness Dr. Robert Schaefer. The defendant intends to present the expert's testimony as an expert in the field of forensic and neuropsychology, including but not limited to clinical evaluations done with the defendant during incarceration and evidence review. And we have his resume. He's smart. Federal Law Enforcement Training Academy. Been practicing since '84. Lots of awards. Why do they have family on there? That's weird. Yes, Carroll County, Georgia. And Andy wants to know who the producer is. Do you know who the producer is, Heidi?
I don't. I spoke with a woman by the name of Allison and another woman by the name of Rebecca. And Sarah really likes them and truly trusts them. And the whole point of their personal documentary for Sarah is based on the way social media has made Sarah look in the public eye. And she feels like she is being convicted solely on social media because of social media.
I do too.
And then
And nobody ever even gave her a chance. Nobody ever even thought about it.
right. And then the other documentary is through Hulu. And that is the one that Dennis, the grandfather, Luann, the grandmother, and DJ, the biological father, have signed with to do the documentary with them. That documentary is based on the family. And Sarah's pretty upset about that because the family was never involved and she doesn't understand what kind of story they can give. But again, Sarah is a child and she doesn't know what Dennis, as Kristen's father, has been through, you know, what they have dealt with. So, you know, I think it's good that Dennis gets to put his voice out there to give reason as to, you know, why he didn't step in and take the kids when things were so bad. Why did he sell that house only 2.5 months afterwards? Why did he sell that house for the same price he paid for it? And then 2.5 months later, that house is listed over $200,000 more for the for the price that Dennis sold it for. Lot of weird facts in this case for sure.
So DB says it went straight to rumors and people's perverted imaginations. 100%. Andy said worried about that after hearing how Netflix treated Colby Ryan. And then Brianne says, all I could find was a video from yesterday from Atlanta News First saying she was putting in a plea today. That's not true.
That's a lie. She's not.
But I did hear that there was talks of a plea for 30 years, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does she have a guardian ad litem?
I do not think so. She has not spoken of a guardian ad litem. I know
she
that
has nobody.
She doesn't. She has Katie and Kristen's best friend, Tasha, you know, supporting her.
Yes, but none of these people are like, have money or a lot of education, you know,
and they're not,
they just have good hearts, you know?
Yeah. They don't have the knowledge on how to help her in this court system. All they know is that they love her and that they are witnesses to what Sarah has gone through, for sure. And now we got these strange women from the group that Daniel has given Sarah's information to that are messaging her, calling her, and, you know, people wanting in that limelight.
It's crazy.
It's sad.
I literally got to the point where nobody was covering this and I was just like, okay, well, I guess it's going to be me. You know, like I just felt like I was 15 and pregnant. You know, I made a lot of bad decisions as a teenager. I was very sexually active, you know, as a teenager. I got, and that's part of the reason why Delphi, you know, sticks with me too, is because I catfished people. I got catfished, you know, like it was the internet era. like I was a wild teenager and I was fine, you know, and a lot of my friends' parents hated me and wouldn't let them around me, and you know, people thought I was evil and this and that, and it was all because yeah, MySpace was a wild time for sure. Um, I don't know. It's just a core part of who I am growing up in those wild times and being sexualized as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, even 11 and 12, you know, I was sexualized. I had a, you know, full set of boobs and was walking around look like a full grown woman, you know, and it's just, I just hate this. And I hate that just her pretty pictures and stuff is it's like it's been used against her because she's young and pretty, and everybody, the comments, you guys go read the comments. It is insane the things that they're saying about her. It's evil.
And these are the type of people that are raising losers. For an adult woman to get on there and bash a 16-year-old child, I can just imagine what her kids went through. You know, it's just absolutely insane to me, the amount of adults that are attacking this child, especially the adults that don't even know what was going on in their home. It's bad enough the two weirdos that are bashing them all over the place that knew what was going on in their home. Just insane to me. So it's over. It lasted 6 minutes. Katie and Tasha are desperately trying to talk to LaToya right now to give them more information.
Okay.
And I guess DJ showed up late.
I don't care. He's still a piece of shit.
He really is.
Brenda
Allegedly.
Fox said, I'm not a strange woman. I'm a new Georgia lawyer taking interest in a local case. No, we love you, Brenda, not you.
I'm talking about grown-ass women that are attacking Sarah.
Yeah, she might have heard you say something about the Facebook group, but no, it's the women, the women, maybe the ones messaging Sarah, but no, those are the ones that DJ are trying to get with.
Mm-hmm.
How can you show up late for a 6-minute hearing?
That man don't care. I'm telling you, it's all about the news. He wants to be on the news so bad. And Brenda, I'm so glad you're seeing it. And I'm speaking to you personally, Brenda. Now you get what I meant a week ago on that post. It had absolutely nothing to do with you. It is insane. I'm telling you, Sarah's father thought that he was talking to Teddy Swims, that Teddy Swims reached out to him from Facebook. Daniel gave this stranger his phone number and talked on the phone with this person for over an hour, thinking it was Teddy Swims, telling Teddy Swims all about this case, all about Sarah, all about the evidence.
Wow.
When you get so blackout drunk, I mean,
no, they're really not equipped for it. And she needs a good parent. She needs a good somebody. I don't know, but she needs somebody to care about this. And I don't know who it's going to be. I'm trying my best and I won't fucking stop. And they're going to have to pry my fucking YouTube out of my cold, dead hands to get me to shut up about it.
I want to say so much more. I want to know, I want to say things that I know for a fact. I have proof and evidence. Like, there's no way you can get me for slander or defamation because here's the proof. But I don't know what I can and can't say. But I can tell you that Sarah has absolutely zero support from her father, who portrays all over Facebook, you know, posting pictures of her. Those are pictures from Kristen's Facebook, by the way, or Sarah's own Facebook. Just, and those phone calls that he says he's having with Sarah, he stays on the phone 5 minutes at the most and says he's got to go. He's busy.
Which I wouldn't blame him if he was an absent father and then just came out and then decided to support his daughter in this hard time. I wouldn't blame him for that. But it seems like to me he is manipulating the situation and not using this as a way to. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't seem genuine to me. I don't know.
Brenda, this man just got a large lump sum of money for signing a documentary. Why does he need you to send her money? I think that's awesome that you have the heart to do that for her, but that man's got money. And Sarah sits there with a public defender. I got a message from Sarah the other day, and I still have it. And I sent it to Emily. She clearly said, I have no money on my books. Can you please get a hold of my dad to tell him to put money on there? How sad is that?
Thank you, Brenda, for doing that.
You have no idea how gross it gets, Brenda. I've wanted to reach out to you privately, but I didn't. And I wanted to explain myself in all of this, but I mean, just imagine being Sarah sitting there in that cell, scared to death, worried about everything. And she's got all these strange women messaging her, calling her.
You know what? While we're waiting, let me piss you guys off by sharing something.
Stepfather, shooting them to death in bed. And there are all sorts of questions about why this happened and what she was up to after the murders, according to police, talking to social media influencers, bizarre behavior at the funeral, and just real questions about motive here, especially with the trial coming up. I'm going to dig into the case in this episode of Brian Entin Investigates.
Today, we can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody.
Hey guys, so just last week, a judge in the upcoming murder trial of Georgia teen Sarah Grace Patrick denied her request of venue change. So it looks like the January 5th start date is on track now. And I'll fill you in on that in just a bit. But if you haven't been following the case, let me catch you up to speed, because what Sarah Grace is accused of doing is just unimaginable. And how she behaved afterwards has raised a lot of eyebrows.
It seems like they're using, it's like the behavior. If she's guilty, is it bad? Yes. If she's not guilty, it's completely innocuous, but they're still using
What
that against
happened?
her. Are you there?
Emily?
I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
That guy is a goof. That Entin, that documentary or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
Sarah
Emily-
Grace Patrick was charged with 2 counts of malice murder, felony murder.
Yes. Did you say something, Heidi? Bob says she is not being afforded.
DB, I was informed that she could get life without parole in the state of Georgia. She cannot get the death penalty in the state of Georgia, but she can get life.
Bob says she is not being afforded all of the protections that are in place for minors with regard to the system. She is literally on an island alone. Yeah. I was involved in a habeas effort fundraising for an attorney. All went sideways because of documentary money. Oh man. I thought there was protections from sentencing kids as adults anymore. You can still charge them as adults though. Andy said, is there not a thing regarding Miller that minors cannot be sentenced to life without parole? And then Brenda wants you to message her. And then, yeah, we got Entin here. He's not local. He's just, he's usually a good reporter, but
murder and aggravated assault, not to mention a possession of a firearm
know.
during the commission of a felony. And all of it is for allegedly stabbing her mom, 41-year-old Kristen Brock, and
Stabbing?
her stepdad, 45-year-old James Brock, to death in their own bed. And again, this happened back on February 20th.
they weren't stabbed, they were shot.
Now, despite being only 16-year-olds at the time of her parents' death, she's just 16, Sarah is being charged as an adult. And if the crime isn't bad enough, listen to this detail. It was Sarah Grace's little sister, just 5 years old at the time, who first discovered those lifeless bodies, the bodies of her parents. And that prompted Sarah Grace to call 911. And she is the one who called 911. So the way this went down is deputies responded to the call. There was no sign of forced entry, no sign of anything being stolen, just one open door and 2 dead bodies inside the house, the mom and the stepdad. And it
I would say if there's an open door in the middle of a February night, I mean, that might not be forced entry, but that's entry.
didn't really make any sense, especially since the Brocks and the 7 kids and their beloved family, they were seemingly loved. They were very, very active in their church community. And there just was not a lot that it seems, and I know from the outside it's hard to tell sometimes, but that it seems was going wrong here. So the investigation began, and that's how the story starts. Meanwhile, where things begin to get a little weird with Sarah Grace, and also keep in mind, she's a teenager, everybody grieves differently, she's a young girl, but it was strange that she started taking to social media a lot. She posts a selfie on the way to the funeral, captioned, "This can't be real." And then when she is there, she gives just a really emotional eulogy that's also viewed by some as strange. Listen to this.
And I know at night time I can go and look at Mom and Jamie in the sky, and gladly they will save me a seat in heaven like they saved for me. I'm sorry. Gladly they will save a seat for me in heaven like they saved a seat for me in this very church. Although there's nothing we can do to bring them back. We for me in heaven like they saved a seat for me in this very
I muted Heidi because she's watching this and she can't hear it and watch it at the same time. But so this eulogy right here is why people are saying Heidi, I can't unmute you because I can hear myself back through you. So once you stop that, then I can unmute you. Sorry, we're new at this.
Gotcha.
Okay, now we're good. So
we're new at this.
I can still hear myself in the background.
Okay. Now we're good. So
oh my God, Andy. It's so bad. It is so bad. Heidi, are you there? Oh, she's gone. Anyway.
We still have control over how we treat people with us today. Therefore, when someone tries to tell you anything, no matter how important it could be, just listen, because you never know it's somebody's time to go. You could say goodnight and wake up a few hours just to find out they aren't there.
And then later, Sarah Grace posts another TikTok video. She's crying in this one. She's asking, please send prayers for healing. And those are just a few examples. There were even reports that she was even reaching out to true crime creators on TikTok, trying to get them involved in her case. I mean, people with big followings, and sending them messages, reaching out to them. And that's now obviously.
Okay, so this TikTok thing, let me explain this. Heidi, can you talk so I can
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I was just hearing myself in the background and it was really
okay.
my head. So the sister of Jamie, the one that did not like Kristen to begin with, asked Sarah to reach out to TikTok creators and ask for help covering the case. Like, will you cover my parents' murder to help us get it solved? So TikTok creators covered it, and Sarah would post videos as well. And then later it came back to bite her in the ass because that's something they're using against her, as she was saying she was looking for attention.
Right. Meanwhile, the people that were telling her to do it, they're doing it.
Yes. Yeah.
But the question now, which is not clear, is why? If Sarah Grace is guilty, did she think it would throw the cops off her trail? Is that why she was posting these things? We don't really know. Fair to say, though, that she was a person of interest from the beginning, which we know now. Though it took all the way until July for them to actually arrest her. It was on July 8th, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office finally announced Sarah Grace was under
4 months later.
arrest, and they wrote on Facebook, quote, "Our team has pursued every lead, sifted through mountains of physical and digital evidence, conducted countless interviews, and collaborated with agencies like the FBI, the GBI Crime Lab, and private forensic laboratories. In a world where television portrays crimes being solved in under an hour, the truth is much more complex. Real justice takes time to ensure that no detail is overlooked, no stone unturned." Sarah Grace, alongside her father, she turned herself in, and she remains in custody right now, awaiting her trial again, which is going to be starting in a couple of weeks.
Her family's been very cooperative. I can't imagine as a parent making her father brought her up
Yeah, cooperating, throwing her ass right under the fucking bus, cooperating her right into prison.
here this morning. She turned herself in. I can't imagine what he's going through. So my heart goes out to him as well. You know, anytime you work a case where somebody's life has been cut short, you know, James is a special case because I believe, according to his family, you know, he had a lot of heart trouble. He'd had numerous heart surgeries. I believe he may have been waiting on a heart transplant at some point. And to have his life cut short when he was given so many opportunities to live, to me, that's a big takeaway from this story. And that a mother and a stepfather will never be able to raise their children and the little girl that was in the home. To me,
It's like it was so heinous that they took the life from this guy and had the 5-year-old daughter discover it, and she reached out to TikTok creators and everything. It's just so scandalous, and I don't know. It's just they have to have somebody to pay for it.
Right. They made it so appalling that she was on TikTok and she was crying on TikTok and she was reaching out to these so-called content creators. But little did they tell you that they were the ones that were telling her to do it. And there is proof of that. There is text threads of the aunt and the aunt's friend telling Sarah to do this.
Yep.
And all the while they're attacking her for doing it, they're doing it too. They're on there
She's probably-
sobbing, crying. The other one's bullying people, telling people their behavior is ugly, telling people to wash their hair, but then wants to post about, you know, don't be ugly, don't have an ugly heart. Bitch, you're 55 years old.
the saddest victim in all of this.
Back in August, after what was a very emotional 2-hour bond hearing, the judge came to the decision that Sarah Grace should stay locked up, saying that she is a threat to the public and may even try to intimidate witnesses in her own murder trial. And remember, when we
And they said that because of those people coming in for that bond hearing and talking
about intimidating witnesses, it is her now 6-year-old sister who was there the day the murders occurred. And that sister could end up being a star witness, which is very sad to think about a young girl having to do that. But she was the only one there. And just hours after Sarah Grace was denied bail, the 8-count indictment was returned that I told you about earlier, which again are 2 counts of malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Now, despite that, quote, mountain of evidence, which is what police say they have, the prosecutors say that Sarah Grace still has a lot of people on her side. Shortly after she was arrested, her grandfather, Dennis Nolan, gave an interview saying he doesn't believe that Sarah Grace killed her mother. So the grandfather's standing by her. Nolan's daughter doesn't believe that she killed her mother, who obviously is the grandfather's daughter. So he is standing by her. He said losing his daughter was hard, but the thought of losing his granddaughter would be 10 times harder. That's what he said in that interview. And that he believes all the evidence is circumstantial. And unless that changes, he is going to stand by her. Innocent until proven guilty, he says. At the bond hearing, some family members were even seen wearing I Stand With Sarah t-shirts in the courtroom. But despite all the support, things seem to just get worse for Sarah Grace. You fast forward to just last week, which was basically another loss for Sarah Grace in court. It's what I was talking about right in the beginning of this episode. Her defense attorney filed a motion to change venue because, quote, they said that the pretrial publicity surrounding this case is pervasive, inflammatory. They said community saturating, which is an interesting term, and overwhelmingly prejudicial, such that Ms. Patrick cannot obtain a fair and impartial jury in this county. And Sarah Grace's attorney referenced coverage by Court TV, also reference coverage by People Magazine. But prosecutors pointed out that neither are based in Carroll County, that the coverage has all repeatedly pointed out that Sarah Grace is innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. She's got supporters, just like her grandpa said, and changing venues would not change how the case is being covered nationally. And the court ended up agreeing. And the motion for change of venue also pointed out that online communities that have formed around this case, the amount of attention Sarah Grace is receiving online, which is a little earlier this year, seemed to be, again, it seems like the kind of attention she wanted, but change of venue.
seems like the kind of attention she wanted, but
looks like will not be happening. The motive in the case, which is really the big question here. Motive, why would she do this? Still anyone's guess, but there has been some reporting that Sarah Grace wanted to.
oh, I'm sorry. She wasn't talking about possible defenses he wasn't talking about possible defenses like I said earlier. He was talking about motives. I forgot.
Live with her dad because he gave her more freedom. And if Sarah Grace did in fact commit these heinous crimes,
Could you imagine killing 2 people to go live with that guy? Could you imagine?
Right.
our 5-year-old sister was home, all for freedom. I think that was a miscalculation because now she could spend the rest of her life behind bars. And her trial is now set to start, again, just weeks from now on January 5th. I'm joined by Kim Degonia, attorney and former prosecutor, to talk about this case. This trial is coming up now for Sarah Grace Patrick just in a couple of weeks in January. motive has been a little confusing here in terms of why it doesn't seem clear why.
Wait, I'm gonna really piss you guys off.
Imagine being 5 years old, fast asleep in the comfort of your home, and you're suddenly jolted awake by a strange, piercing noise. It's an alarm, one you might expect to hear in a hospital before nurses come rushing in. The kind that signals something is wrong, very wrong. That was the reality for 5-year-old Jaylee Brock on the morning of February.
Heidi is on the phone with Katie, so whenever we get Andy, Heidi's on the phone with Katie, so we'll get an update from her soon. Well, I mean, this one isn't really the bad one. The one that I wanted to just briefly show you, just briefly, I promise it won't be that long. This is
Theories, you know,
this is the daughter of the aunt. So this would be like her step cousin in a way. I'm gonna search the transcript to find a certain part of this. And she's just like, it's gonna be tough, but just hang in there.
So if this is true and she is guilty of doing this, she allowed her sister, Jaylee, her half sister, 5 years old, to go and discover the crime scene.
that's right.
What does the public need to know about Sarah Grace Patrick that we're not hearing? Because again, we're hearing now that she's not who the media has painted, and that she is traumatized by losing her mother, and that she has cried and given a eulogy. What do we need to understand about Sarah?
I think we can start with the eulogy. It's public knowledge now that the investigators immediately thought it was a red flag that she said, "I'm sorry," at the end of her eulogy. That video has been out since, I'm pretty sure, the day after the funeral. Her dad posted it. It's been public this entire time. But what people don't know is that after she got done and the funeral was over, she went one by one to everybody in my family, everybody that knew James, and also hugged us and said she was sorry, which is an odd thing to say when your mother was murdered. You know, we don't know exactly what she meant by that, so I'm not going to say that I do. But if it's weird that she said, "I'm sorry," in the eulogy, it's very weird that she went around and said that she was sorry to people who lost, and we did. We lost an uncle and a brother and a friend, but she lost her mother. We were sorry.
So if they're sorry, I wonder if they are suspects as well. Yeah. DJ had, I think they had, I don't know if they had full custody or not. That's when we'll have to wait for Heidi to answer. Heidi is talking to Katie right now on the phone, so hopefully we'll get an update for her from her soon. In the meantime, we'll just
That is interesting, because an investigator has stated, people have pointed out that at the end of her eulogy, Sarah said sorry, but some people thought that meant sorry she was crying. But you're saying that the sorries continued after the eulogy.
Absolutely.
To many people.
Not only did the sorries continue on the day of the funeral, the sorries continued to my mom in particular, and I can speak for my mom. That's why I'm here, is to speak on behalf of our family. You might see my face, but this is from everyone.
So her mom is Kim, Jamie's sister.
But she continued to call and text my mom for 5 months.
She had nobody. She had literally nobody. And these ladies were all she had.
Multiple times a week, to tell her that she was sorry that Jamie was dead, and she was sorry that she lost her brother. And I mean, she manipulated and lied to my mom and tortured her for 5 months.
How did she torture her?
I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. So here's what's going on. The defense had a psychiatrist speak with Sarah. The report from the psychiatrist is not completely ready yet. It will not be ready until after Christmas, probably. And if the prosecution does not agree with what the psychiatrist has to say, they have the right to obtain a psychiatrist of their own to question Sarah, and then they'll go from there. And the judge did ask, well, with that being said, will this push the court case? And it is a possibility that the trial will be pushed because of the psychiatrist. DJ showed up late, didn't even ask what happened, and left. Yeah. Father of the Year. So you guys remember that when you're seeing his posts on that page. You just remember that.
But it's also hard to fault the only person supporting her at the same time, you know?
Katie and Tasha are supporting
Well,
her.
yeah, I know, but you
As
know,
a matter of fact, Katie got some cards today from attorneys. And
Good.
Katie did get to speak with the attorney. So
good.
it's a sad case, and I'll be talking to Sarah today. And Brenda, if you're still on here, I'm going to tell Sarah all about you. It's expensive. Like I'm not complaining, but I'm not rich. And I've spent probably close to $500 talking to Sarah. It's expensive, but I just do it because who else does she have?
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yep.
One of my clients has a Christmas party today, and she's a wild one. Again, I work with severely autistic children, and I got to go to this Christmas party in an hour and make sure she doesn't beat anybody up. She's a trip. So
All right. Well, I'm about to end this anyway, and I'm going to there should be cameras allowed at trial.
yes, cameras are going to be there.
And I think that this that 6-minute court hearing earlier should be streamed somewhere too eventually. But so to recap, they said that they might have to push the trial back because
Yes, the defense hired an attorney, a psychiatrist, and did an evaluation of Sarah, and it is not finished yet. The prosecution has not gotten to see it, probably won't be till after Christmas. And if the prosecution does not like the evaluation, they have the right to obtain their own, which would in fact push the trial. Which means Sarah sits in jail even longer.
and he does not like that she's sitting in jail, the judge. So yeah, please do go back and watch the lives. I really went into a lot of depth. I deep dove the ants tick, and I know it's
Emily, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Katie's jump on. I just sent her the link.
Okay.
Let's see what she has to say. She's clicking. She's driving. She's furious.
You sent her the link to join, right? Not the link
Yes.
to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I deep dove these ladies' TikToks, and I know it seems trivial, but I just wanted to find out why Sarah became a suspect and why. And I went through a lot of comments because that is mainly how they were trying to solve this case. So, you know, I did a lot of deep dives, so go check it out. I also went through there's lists. It doesn't have details of discovery, but the list of discovery, like it'll say like lab report, and like I read all that stuff too. So yeah, check it out. And yes, I'm so glad everybody is covering this case. Andy, thank you so much for paying attention. Bob, thank you for paying attention. Please make your own content about it.
Bob, I am begging you.
A lot of shit. I ain't got time for this.
Right. Bob Mata, I am begging you. You as a father of a daughter, I mean, she wouldn't be here today if she lived in a normal household. She wouldn't be accused. She just wouldn't be here today if this was such a normal, you know, God-fearing, holy rolling religious family like they were trying to portray it to be.
Yeah.
Who's going to strike our stream?
Oh, Lauren.
Lauren?
Yeah. She can get fucked. Oh, okay. Here's Katie. Hey.
Oh, I'm driving, so I'm gonna put the phone down.
Okay. So, what's your update? How's it going?
Not much. It was short lived. They came in. They're waiting on the report from the doctor that does like the mental health check. It will be until after just making sure that the prosecutor didn't have any problems with that, or that because if they want to get their own expert, that it's going to push the court date. But
Well, you know they're going to want to get their
it
own
was quick, took
expert.
about 6 or 7 minutes in and out today. Probably, unless the report's bad, but her lawyer said it's not. She said the doctor's a really great doctor.
And I don't. What are they evaluating? Like whether they think she could have done this or?
To evaluate her behaviors, like via Snapchat, I guess text messages she sent, stuff like that, just to explain her behaviors and stuff. I guess a full mental evaluation is how she broke it down, because from our understanding, there is absolutely no physical evidence that ties Sarah to this crime whatsoever.
And then, what is the digital evidence? I mean,
She won't say. I think it's just text messages, her Snapchats, her TikToks. They're saying it's weird behavior, so that has to be why she did it.
That is so concerning.
I think it's messed up, man. But I'll tell you what, I did enjoy staring at that judge all morning. He had a little piece of glitter on his cheek, and he was just shining like a little diamond.
Like a vampire judge?
No, he's cute, man. He's like that old Matthew McConaughey kind of sexy. It got that little country twang to his voice. He's cute.
Were Kelly or Kim there today?
Nope, just me and Tasha.
If I was closer.
Sarah walked in. She stared at the floor so she wouldn't look at the camera, so that people wouldn't judge every little aspect of her face. But they pointed that thing right at her the whole damn time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably saw because last time they were giving her a hard time because she walked in and she saw her family and she smiled.
Yep.
And then she, whenever they denied her bond, she started crying. And then people were like, Sarah before getting bond, or Sarah before asking for bond, and then after getting denied bond, and then it shows her crying, you know, like doing a TikTok where it shows her, you know, before and after, and like smiling when she walked in and then crying when she left. And people are just...
She cried a lot in the bond hearing. When Kim spoke, she cried. When all of them went up there, she cried.
Yeah. I think the judge seems like a good person. I mean, he seems fair. He does. He denied the continuance, so I mean, it seems like he's wanting to try this speedily, and hopefully he does.
Yeah. They did give her the rest of discovery when she was leaving today. She had about 10 envelopes, so probably check online in a little bit because she got a bunch more today.
I will be checking.
Yeah.
How did she look, Katie?
She looked good. I only got to see her, like the back of her head and her hair, and then when she was leaving, I gave her the little heart hand symbol, and she smiled, but she was facing the wall, so the camera couldn't see her.
No.
But she curled her hair with some socks last night, so it had a little curl to it.
But she keeps saying she's not worried. Tasha says in the chat. She's not worried.
Yeah, she's not worried. Like, the lawyer's like, she's like, the only thing that she has to explain is Sarah's behaviors. And I was like, I think that's, you know, what is the word I'm looking for here? It's subjective. Like, I saw a grieving little girl because I'm sitting there holding her every night while she's crying and grieving for her mom and reading her mom's notes and touching her mom's jewelry and, you know, all this stuff. I'm seeing a grieving child where and outsiders thinking that it's weird that she's making TikToks. A million times over, kids are they go on social media these days. It's not like when we were kids and we didn't have this technology that they have. That's how they express themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's how they think. They think in a different way than we do, you know?
my niece used to make videos of herself crying on TikTok all the time. I was like, why are you doing it? Not TikTok, Snapchat. I was like, why are you doing this? And she's like, I don't know. It was stupid. I was like,
Well, and they were pushing her to do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
whenever I was
so-
younger, I used to put like MySpace songs. Like I used to put like a sad
Yeah.
song as my, you know, like it's same shit.
I had Kylie Cobley or whatever her name is. I've been asleep or awake for a while now. I used to put that one on mine all the time. I loved that song back then. Put on MySpace in your playlist.
Yeah.
Add that and Sublime. Man.
I just don't understand if she had nothing against LaToya, but if she had somebody like Bob Motta and Bob Motta dug into the parents' life and
Yeah.
past, that right there is enough doubt in the jury's minds that this kid did this. You cannot prove who did this because of the wild lifestyle the parents led. And maybe that is why his side of the family was pushing so hard to bury Sarah, because they didn't want that to come out, because they knew if that came out, there would be doubt in the jury's mind.
Yeah. Well, that's something I was talking to her about it because Tasha was talking to her about the information we found yesterday from the Facebook dating thing. And she can't bring that in because it's kind of a double-edged sword because she's trying to have that stuff left out about Sarah. So she's like, I can't say it about her mom, and let's not discuss it about Sarah as well.
Yes, but third part. Tell her, tell her it's a third party suspect. It's another suspect. It's
I know.
You know, it's people she was bringing into the home.
So while I was there, I ran into my brother's ex-fiance, who is a badass lawyer. I was trying to get in touch with her when Sarah got arrested, but the last time I spoke to her, she told me she was moving to Colorado. So I was like, well, she came walking down the hallway, and I swear it was a sign from God. I was like, Stacy. And she's like, I'm not going to say her full name. I'll just say Stacy. I was like, I need to discuss this case with you. And she's like, I would love to. She's like, I've seen it on the news and stuff. She's like, give me a call.
You think she'd come on my show?
She might. I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, they were engaged when I was 16 years old. I'm 41, so this is a long time ago. But I mean, I've known her my whole life. She helped get me emancipated from my parents when I was younger.
I just want anybody with a that knows anything about anything.
Yeah.
Tasha, I'm gonna bring Tasha on.
Emily,
Tasha
while
is a friend of Kristen. Oh, she's gone now.
listen, Emily, I think that you and I have worked so hard from the day we found out about this. I don't want to give this to anybody else. I'll get on camera with you. I'll do what we got to do. We are the ones that have invested so much time in it. To give this to anybody else is ridiculous. I think that we need to pull out all the stops too. The people accusing her of being guilty because she was crying on TikTok, I think that we should pull their crying TikToks up and put that on. I'm not kidding. I think that we should show the people that are fucking condemning her. I think that we should show what they are doing as well. Saying that people are bullying them, we should pull up the videos of them bullying us. I think it's time. I think that we should do this.
Well,
I agree.
A rising
I agree with
ship,
some of that, yeah.
or a rising tide rises all ships. You know, I cannot give this. I don't know. I don't have the knowledge to give this as much bandwidth and as much reach as it's needed. You know, so I want to continue covering this case, but I also want other people to cover this case. You know, but
Yeah.
I'm here till the end. I'm here till the wheels fall off. You know.
Yeah. Whew.
I
I'm
think
just
so
ready
too,
for the stuff.
Brenda. Brenda said she thinks it's catching hate because she's conventionally attractive. You know, I totally agree with that. It was to the point in the beginning of all this when I didn't understand what was really happening. I felt like it was so strange that the other two adults hated Sarah so bad. I even said to Emily, I said, I feel like this other woman is jealous of her. It's almost like Sarah slept with her man or something. The hate that this grown ass old lady has for this little girl is weird to me. Like, did her husband find her attractive or something? Like, why does this old ass woman hate this little girl so much? It's weird.
Hey, Tasha.
But I talked a long time no see.
Hi, girl.
So, yeah, how's it going?
Just going.
Yeah. Keith says anyone who implies guilt speculatively based off post-mortem behavior of a teenager that has experienced a fraction of life needs to be politely walked out the door into the crime talk community.
I mean, you cannot
Or in the crime talk community.
Child. You can't really tell a child how to grieve. How would you grieve if your parents were shot and killed? You know?
Right. And you're being accused of it.
And you found them with your little sister.
No,
Yeah.
thanks. No.
Yeah.
I don't know who
I can
PB
imagine,
and
like,
Shelly is, but she says good morning. Hey. I'm curious as to what you have to say that you feel like will not be nice, because we're ready for it. We've been attacked from day one. Go ahead, say what you got to say.
I got a granny saying you'll catch more flies with honey.
Oh, Jesus
Oh, God, that
Christ.
goofy bitch.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
How about the newest one? Somebody made a comment and she said, somebody made a comment and said that I look like the white woman that sits at the park and calls the police on the black kids. She said, I'll have you know, I have multiple African-American friends. First of all, they don't like to be called African-American. My son-in-law is black. He's never been to Africa. He's black. He's black. My grandchildren are black. They're not African-American. They're black. And anybody that says that shit, you already know.
And I hate to break it to her, it's not because of the way she looks is that people are saying that. It has nothing to do with
It's your persona and your attitude.
Yes, 100%.
RBF.
She's horrible. She's a horrible person. The shit she says. Have a fabulous
See the
day.
anger.
Have the
You
day
can see
you
the anger
deserve.
and the
Yeah,
dryness
she's filled with
behind
anger.
everything you said.
Yeah, and I tell you something else. I went back into her TikToks from years before. She is on there talking about her daughter's divorce, talking about her ex-son-in-law leaving her. Like, why are you putting your child's personal business all over TikTok?
Who is this
What
now?
the
Ken Jemmer,
IE?
she's guilty. Ken Jemmer.
Like, these are
She's
embarrassing.
talking about somebody that over on TikTok in her 50s. Come on.
Yes,
Little too
grow
old
up.
for this shit. Little too old for this shit.
And you know her creeping ass is listening to us right now. You know she is. We'll see it in a TikTok later today.
Yeah,
Probably
here, if anybody is curious, some of the TikTok hate we've been receiving, hang on, I'll find it for you.
It's awful. And to blast my mugshot from 20 years ago as if I'm going to give a shit. Here's the sad part about it. I look better today than I did then. So go ahead, baby. Post it because we're going to do some before and afters. And here's the best part about that. I cleaned my life up. Did your brother?
The two women who have my name in their mouths in a live stream on a different platform earlier today, just a couple of things to go over with you real quick. First off, not smart to say not factual things about someone on the internet. Not Not sure if you've learned that yet, but you decided to get on your little live stream and tell people that I am going to testify against Sarah Grace Patrick in her upcoming trial. That is not factual.
So can you hear that and everything?
Yep.
Okay. What I said was, well, I did say that, and I didn't mean to say that. Yes, she did do a good job covering it. Hey, I'm here for it. I was about to ask you, Keith, if you wanted to come on and talk about that one time. Just let me know. This coming up weekend, if you want. Sorry, I get so distracted. Anyway, this
I have not received a subpoena.
What I said was she had information that she was going to testify to a trial. So Sarah Grace had reached out to this lady before she was arrested and asked her to cover her case. So that's what I said.
And she's one of many.
Yes.
That I will be testifying at that trial. So not sure where you got that. Not sure where you found the audio.
And I don't understand why they're so mean.
And I'll tell you what, I even reached out to creators. I even reached out to creators myself. But nobody ever responded back to me.
We reached out to Bob Motta. What does that mean?
I'm talking about after the murders, back in January, February, March. I reached out to creators myself and said, please, can y'all please try to get some information or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I never heard nothing back from anybody.
Your whole chest to your viewers, but you may want to retract that statement, delete that statement, or apologize for that statement, stop repeating it, because it is not factual and not wise to do that on the internet. Secondly, I only became involved with the Sarah Grace Patrick case because she reached out to me in June of this year. She asked me to make a video about the unsolved case involving her mother and stepfather, and I did make a video, and I showed her compassion, and then I was shocked when she was arrested a month later and charged with taking the lives of her mother and stepfather. I made a video saying I was shocked about it. I made multiple videos about that shock. As someone who receives case requests every single day, I have never been in the situation where someone requests a case and then gets arrested for that case, except in this situation. I'm sure most people can understand that that is unusual, peculiar, and something that you want to talk about.
And I never said anything about her wanting to talk about it or it being unusual. Never said anything about that.
I've also made updates about any court filings, any happenings in the case. But in every single video I've made about this case, I remind people that just like any other defendant in the U.S., Sarah Grace Patrick is innocent until proven guilty. I pride myself on handling these things properly. Anytime that I don't, I apologize, which, again, I am suggesting you do in this situation. But what you can't do is say that I am not an unbiased source. I am this, I am that, I am testifying in the trial. Again, saying I'm testifying in this trial is not factual. Saying that I am biased, I don't feel is fair when every single time I make an update, it is just, here is the filing, here is the screenshot, innocent until proven guilty. Not sure what's so biased about that. Maybe it's this part that makes you call me biased, but I will not stop ending every video about this case with this. Rest in peace to James and Kristen Brock. Their lives were taken in February of this year in Carrollton, Georgia. The daughter of Kristen and...
This is where she goes and takes the victim's skin suits and then puts it on and zips it up and then wears them like a costume.
Stepdaughter of James, Sarah Grace Patrick, was arrested in July. She was denied bond. She was indicted by a grand jury on 8 felony counts. And as of today, she is set to stand trial in Carroll County, Georgia, as of January 5th, 2026. That's it. So if that is biased, I would say I apologize, but I don't. I'm bringing you the updates in a case that I had no idea about until the defendant reached out to me. And P.S., to those women that have my name in their mouth, I probably wouldn't have responded until you also spoke about my mother and her arrest. My mother was arrested. You did get that one right, for trying to help a stray cat. Comparing that, the arrest of a woman for helping a stray cat, to the arrest of someone for taking the lives of her mother and stepfather, Although both defendants, my mother and Sarah Grace Patrick, are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, some things truly can't be compared. But I hope you have a good rest of your night. I have no ill will towards anyone. I just don't appreciate not factual information being spoken about me. I don't appreciate being called biased when I strive and take pride on being unbiased. And I definitely don't appreciate you comparing my mother to a defendant in a case like this. But again, I hope you have a good night and rest in peace to James and Kristen. To the two women who have my name in their mouth.
So there's that.
How is she going to come after me for saying, look, innocent people go to jail every day. Your mom was arrested for helping a stray cat. She going to attack me over that. Bitch, your mom was arrested for helping a stray cat. Your mom did sit in jail. And how you going to say hardly comparable to Sarah? What you judging, Sarah? Why can't I hear none of y'all?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Em.
You can't hear me?
I'm here.
I think it's her that can't hear.
Oh.
Or I think there's something wrong with her hearing. So who's on the live now? This is Katie, Tasha. Katie, Tasha is Kristen's friend in real life before she passed. And Katie is a friend of Sarah and formerly Daniel, DJ.
I'll give him a minute. Heidi, I got something.
What, babe? Hey, Hudson. Hey, honey.
Yes, all defendants are equally innocent until they're convicted. Yes.
Wait, did y'all hear me say something about the cat?
Yes.
No. Wait.
Oh.
I just, the whole thing about allegedly, reportedly, aka George Washington, up there talking about the fact that I brought up her mother, and it's hardly comparable to a woman sitting in jail for the murder of her parents. Listen, innocent people get arrested every day. She's the one that made a public TikTok about her mom going to jail for allegedly helping a cat.
It just shows that anybody can be wrongfully put in jail. That's all.
I don't know why I can't hear y'all.
No, we're here. So here's the latest. What? Hang on. Let me share this.
Morning, it's Kelly with an IE. It is super early, and I'm getting ready for another crazy day here at the Brown House. But I just wanted to say today that you know what makes people ugly? It's not their hair or their highlights or their teeth or the size of their eyes or their nose or how little or how big they are. It's your heart. Your heart makes you ugly. And when you say ignorant things about people, I read this one comment, somebody was talking about me, and I'm going to quote what this person said. And I normally don't do this, but I'm going to do this to tell you just how ugly somebody's heart is. They said, she looks like, talking about me, she looks like a white woman who would be sitting at a park and calling the police on black children. Just so you guys know, some of my best friends are African American. I don't look at people's skin color. I don't care about their sexual.
Well, what was that lady that was covering this case that does the makeup?
Oh, God. What is her name? The pretty black woman. What is her name?
Orientation. It's none of my business.
Goodness.
If I love you, I love you. If I like you, I like you.
My goodness.
But if you say things about people, you have such an ugly heart. And you know,
Oh, snap.
I'd rather be known for someone who was caring and loving and could agree to disagree respectfully than to be someone who's so shallow and insecure that cutting up and laughing about murders and bringing someone else down feeds my ego to lift me up. So it's really pathetic. And I just felt like I needed to say that. I mean, your heart makes you ugly. You can be the most beautiful.
So anyway,
Yeah, and I'll play one of her other videos talking trash on everybody. You notice how her voice was, I just want to say, and in the other videos, that baby murdered her parents.
Hang on, I'm trying to find Nina Beauty Influencer. It's her name.
Yep. That's what is his name?
These people are all nuts, and I'm so glad that we're finally speaking up on everybody, the lies that they portray.
Hang on, here we go. Oh, whoops. I'm new to this, guys. Sorry.
You're doing better than I am.
Hang on.
Oh my, I'm sorry. I scared you. I scared you.
Oh, I'm not even.
And where are you trying to distract us from?
I'm so sorry.
Kimberly, I heard you was looking for me. So let's talk about it. Sarah Grace Patrick was accused of killing her mother and stepfather, but somehow the relatives like Kimberly is coming out the woodworks, posting evidence, spinning stories, doing absolutely the most online. And where are you trying to distract us from? Baby, something's off. And everybody, you gonna want to hear this, okay? Because I got some tea and some receipts that's about to blow your wig cat back. So Kimberly, take a seat so I could clean up your lies, okay? But let's break this all down. Sarah Grace Patrick is 17 years old, and she's been accused of murdering her mother, Kristen Brock, and stepdad, James Brock, okay? Kimberly is James Brock's sister.
Hey, I'm gonna mute you guys until you talk. That way I don't hear the feedback. But just feel free to unmute yourself whenever you need to.
Not Sarah's aunt by blood. She just so happened to be his sister, okay? And just wait, hold your horses. Her husband's a cop in the neighboring town.
Wait, I'm still hearing feedback. I don't know who. I'm not sure how.
Now, Krista is Kimberly's daughter, and she's been out here doing interviews, calling Sarah evil and claiming that the eulogy was some sort of confessional, okay? But wait, so now you've got the stepdad side of the family suddenly becoming the loudest voice on social media, pushing a very specific story. That's not suspicious at all, right? Nah. But just wait. Sarah's grandfather does an interview saying that the door wasn't dusted for fingerprints and a crowbar might have been used, meaning this wasn't just someone simply like a simple lock situation, and that the whole investigation felt rushed and biased. Bam. Immediately after that, Kimberly drops a photo of the lock in a Facebook group and sits on there and says, I've been waiting to post this. She wasn't there. She wasn't a part of the investigation. She's not forensics, right? But suddenly she's got a smoking gun. Let's be real. That's not a coincidence. That's a response. She's trying to redirect the attention away from what the grandfather said. Okay? That's what she's trying to do. But you know what? The devil works hard, but child, I work harder. So just wait. Here's what's really wild, y'all. Krista went around saying that Sarah was a monster and that her eulogy was basically a confessional. Then
she said Krista, but what she meant was Kristen with a Y. So there's two Kristens. There's the Kristen that went on the Hidden True Crime podcast. That is Kristen with a Y. That is Kim's daughter. And then there's the victim Kristen, spelled the normal way. So there's a Kelly with an IE and a Kristen with a Y.
Kimberly swoops in like a CSI agent on Facebook and posts a lock photo. Like it's the ending of a whole conversation. Okay, ma'am, no, it's not. Because Sarah's grandfather, who knew her and loved her and is directly related to her and the actual victim, is
Also, just reminding you guys, if you want to talk, just feel free to unmute yourself. I just wanted to stop the feedback, was all.
saying that the facts don't line up. That's the voice I'm listening to.
Her granddad said he liked her a lot.
Wait, back up. Her granddad said what?
On a video with somebody, I don't remember who it was, and they were asking him, did he think she did it? She said, well, I liked Sarah a whole lot. Never said loved.
That's weird.
I'm saying.
The stepdad's sister and the PR parade, okay? It's not. Because Sarah's grandfather, who knew her and loved her and is directly related to her and the actual victim, is saying that the facts don't line up. That's the voice I'm listening to, not the stepdad's sister and the PR parade, okay? But just wait, because there's something fishy going on. And let's get into it because, baby, I ain't about to tell some tea. And I have a receipt that, baby Kimberly, you're not even ready for me to pull out. So why would Kimberly feel the need to post evidence after the interview aired? Why? Okay. Well, she's not a witness. She wasn't at the scene. Her husband's in law enforcement. So I'm already side-eyeing the possible police bias. Okay. And now Krista is doing interviews, blaming Sarah and trying to get the public to accept the narrative.
She means Kristen.
That's just so happened to protect their side of the family.
Kristen with a Y.
It's giving cover up. Okay. It's very much giving cover up. And it's giving control the story before someone else does. But baby, I control the truth. Okay. It's giving, don't look at the unanswered. Okay. Only look at this shiny lock photo instead.
Exactly.
Okay. That's what it's giving.
Don't ask no questions
And
at
baby,
all. This is what it is, and this is what we're selling y'all.
Yep. And she knows. She's black. She knows. She's seen the story 100 fucking times.
I've seen her.
Listen, I want to say something too. There's a part in the interview that Kristen Dowda gave where she says that James, her uncle, said to her, "You don't know the real Sarah." James said that when Sarah was 9.
Well, Sarah
Just
I couldn't hear
ridiculous.
anything, and I thought something was wrong, but it turns out I had it on mute.
Katie, you were muted, so we couldn't hear you, but you can hear. You should be able to hear us.
Is this still happening?
Can you?
Yes, Katie.
Yes, it's still happening. Just reconnect.
I'm very confused.
Just go out and come back in, maybe. I'm gonna kick her out so she comes back in.
Okay. But I talked to Sarah many days in a row. She called me 3:00 in the morning, grieving and crying and everything. And she had told me, she said, nobody knows what it's like behind these doors. And this is somebody that I invited to go to church with me, somebody that sat next to me in church. Her mom and her stepdad. I went over to their house for a birthday party. We hung out and we did church stuff together. But she told me, she said, nobody knows what it's like behind these closed doors. And it broke my heart
Of the jail or of her home?
Of her home. This was way before she went to jail. It was whenever they were still in church, when they were still alive. This is when they were still alive.
What do you think she meant by that?
I think she meant they were still doing some shit they weren't supposed to be doing. And they were covering it up or hiding it from us, from in the church and in the people that she knew that what she was trying to. I mean, she was trying to change, but old habits die hard.
Mm-hmm.
Easy money comes easy. Good times come fun, and then.
I looks like I added Katie, but she's loading there. Can you hear us now, Katie? There's something wrong with her volume. I'm not
It
sure.
may
We
be
can-
I can hear people again.
Oh, yay.
I cannot hear anything for like 15 minutes. I was like, I don't know if it's just because videos are playing. I didn't know what was happening.
No, you should be able to hear. So I'm going to mute you, but so you should still be able to hear, but I don't get the feedback from your car. But unmute yourself if you want to talk, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, what were you saying, Tasha? Sorry.
But I mean, you just never know, you know, like where people are in life and where they're coming from. I knew they had a past. I knew they had history with abuse with the kids or neglect or whatever. I know she had a record. But I mean, Sarah was just saying, you just never know what's going on behind closed door, what people are trying to sell you, and then what's going on in the home.
Right. All right. Let's see what Nina's receipts are.
And then to say you don't really know Sarah, bitch. Nobody really knew them. The parents.
Yeah. And not to victim blame. It's just victimology, you know?
It is. I mean, you have to look at the things that were going on that was the closest at the time of the murder.
I love hearing again. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. And I love Kristen.
I
She was my go-to about everything.
We can hear you.
I'm sorry, Katie.
Okay, so let's
y'all, okay? Because receipts don't lie. And this is a new screenshot that I'm about to expose. Now, in Kim's own words, she told someone, which I'm not going to say who, there will be another arrest likely. This girl is mental. She told me she heard my brother say stop 3 times. That's what she says, okay? She hears him while she blew his out, but didn't hear the shots. Okay. So let's break this down real quick. How did Kimberly know that Sarah heard it unless someone told her? Why is she repeating a secondhand story as if it's fact? And how does a girl hear a man saying stop 3 times, but not the shots? That doesn't make sense. And what it sounds like is someone's trying to cement the idea that Sarah has to be guilty, even if the timeline doesn't add up. If Sarah Grace Patrick really did this, why is there so much online spin and so little actual evidence being publicly discussed? Why is the stepdad's sister and her daughter suddenly doing interviews, posting evidence and pushing a story when Sarah's own grandfather is saying something totally different? You know what I think? The moment the grandfather started talking, the cleanup crew came out. And now Kimberly and Krista are out here doing the most. But we see you, Bookie. And we're asking, what are y'all trying to hide? What do y'all know? Who are you covering for? If not yourself, who are you covering for? Allegedly. Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to Miss Kelly. This woman is allegedly covering up a double homicide. She coerced a 17-year-old to speak to her, to try to get her to implicate herself and twist her words. She had a lot to say about me because, you know, I brought it to the public's attention. And I feel like she should get the attention that she really wants, right? So let's give it up to Miss Kelly with the mosquito bites. Miss Kelly. Here we go.
It's Kelly with an IE, and I just want to tell you, when I get on here and I talk about something, I got receipts. I got receipts for everything I talk about.
Bookie, I'm always
Wrong, but I
Nina
got
with the
them.
receipts.
I implicate
love,
other
but
people.
I know you don't like it. I know. And are you intoxicated? At the top of the morning. Are you?
I love this one.
Hey, Kelly, I didn't know if you knew about this. But I think it's interesting that until Sarah got arrested, you didn't want her speaking about anything on the internet. Why? You know what I think is going on? based off of the receipts that I've seen, which have been more than you've seen. But you know what I think is going on? Sarah was asking content creators for help to find out who did this to her mother and stepfather. And when you realized that she was going to have social media dig into it, y'all started blaming her. You started saying her eulogy was suspicious. You started saying everything else was going on. And then Kim tried to get her to block you and stop posting. But it's so ironic that y'all are on the internet changing the narrative every day. I see you, Boki. I see you. I see you. Cute. But yeah. Cute. Hey, everyone. I want to introduce you to Miss Kelly.
We love her. We stand her.
Let's talk about motive, because a lot of y'all are watching these true crime cases and you're forgetting one crucial thing. Motive is not optional. It's foundational. Motive is why. It's the reason why someone committed a crime in the very first place. And in most trials, especially circumstantial ones, if there's no motive, the prosecution is already on extremely shaky ground. Imagine taking your car to the mechanic and they say something's wrong. We don't know what, and we can't tell you, but here's a $10,000 bill. Wouldn't you just laugh them right out the shop? That's exactly what's happening with the Sarah Grace Patrick case. They're telling us she committed murder. There's no weapon, no confession, no clear motive, and yet somehow this case is moving forward like it makes perfect sense. It's like someone charging for a repair without even popping the hood. No inspection, no diagnosis, just vibes and an invoice. In the justice system, that's not just sloppy. That should be terrifying to every one of us. Her stepdad, a convicted felon, her mom, also a criminal, with a prison record. Okay, now her mother publicly posted on Facebook about being scared of him. And her brother said he thought it was a drug-related death when he heard. The house, the door was ajar. So why is the only person being blamed the one person who has no power to defend themselves? Why is Sarah in confinement and cut off from the outside? Why? Why are investigators isolating her instead of asking her the bigger questions? Why
I love her so much.
are the people with the motive, the history, and the suspicious behavior not even on radar? And who's actually pointing the finger at Sarah? Who's standing to benefit from her silence? Let's be real. It's giving scapegoat. It's giving keep the mess quiet and pin it on the easiest target. This whole thing smells like a cover-up wrapped in courtroom packaging. And if we allow this to happen, if we let a woman get locked up with no motive, no weapon, and no voice, we are setting a very dangerous precedent. Because if the justice system doesn't need evidence anymore, who's next? If you wouldn't pay a mechanic without proof, why are we letting the system charge Sarah with no motive? We are allowing them to actually give her a bill of her life with no motive. Would you pay that car bill with no reason?
So I actually have my own thoughts of things now about the door and other things.
What?
I'm not quite ready to go into everything about that yet. But
Okay.
you know some of it. I'm pretty sure Heidi's informed.
Yeah.
It just makes sense of why a door was ajar.
Do you want me to unmute you, Katie?
So this is my overall thoughts of it. It's from going to the interrogation, and then after they arrest her, what the lady cop Jennifer said to me is, we know it was her. We know she didn't pull the trigger. It had to be her. She was the only one in the house. That's what they've gone with it. That's where their mind has run the whole time, and they didn't look up from that.
It just had to be her because she was the only one there. That's not
Had to be
enough
her. She's the only
reason.
one there. She can't sleep heavy as hell. Her and her brother sleep heavy as hell. I was telling Heidi this story earlier today. So in my apartment, the ceiling has a leak. and it was leaking one night from the washing machine upstairs. It was pouring on the bed. I wake up. In my dream had me thinking I was getting pissed on, but I look up and there's water just pouring from the ceiling, right? It's pouring all over me and Sarah. Sarah didn't wake up to it. I had to shake her and be like, Sarah, wake up, there's water for it, get a bucket. And she's not even wake up at all. Neither her brother, she's like the earthquake, but it's way to get. They're heavy sleepers. I can't believe you hear the gunshots. My sister's the same alarm clock like do her dreams. So what if the shots did wake her up, but she didn't realize it?
Yeah, it's like so loud that you almost don't even recognize it, you know?
Yeah. But from water being dumped on her and that didn't wake her up, sorry. A sound's not going to do it either, you know? You have to shake that for those kids.
My cousin's like that. You could shake her.
My daughters too. And one thing about Sarah that night is she was stoned. She smoked 2 joints with her parents and then went into her bedroom and smoked more. She was high as hell. So of course she slept like a rock.
Hey everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yep. We heard you. Yep. She smoked 2 joints. Yeah.
I mean, seriously now, look, I owned a landscape company for years and I needed help unloading my truck one day. And I went in to wake up my daughter. She wouldn't get up. So I turned on my chainsaw and went into her bedroom with the chainsaw running. And I'm like, get up, help me. She slept right through that shit. I'm telling you, kids, they don't give a damn.
Yeah.
You're going to speak
And
on the
rightfully
law
so.
enforcement.
They shouldn't have to. Sarah lived an adult life by the time she was 5 years old.
Affiliation that you have.
And I so relate to that. And I think that's why this case moved me so much.
Within a neighboring county. Are we going to talk about
There's so much more too. The fact that, the surviving parent is saying they had a wonderful co-parenting relationship. If it was so wonderful, why do you not have a home with your kids living in it instead of them living in what was going on in Kristen and Jamie's house? Why are you still living with your mother at 45 years old? Why was Jamie and Kristen, Jamie being sick, not being able to work, Kristen not being able to work because she's got to take care of him? Why were you not paying child support? Why were they struggling to keep food on the table? Why was Sarah working 2 jobs? He claims all over Facebook that he's a blue collar, hardworking man. Well, why did your kids go without? Why are you still living with your mom?
She didn't work 2 jobs.
Your mom that you text people is shooting up dope in front of your kids. Those are facts, and we have receipts. You can't deny that. Mr. Blue Collar Hardworking Man.
Bo also brought up the point. I'm sure Sarah was used to loud noises in that house, and I can so relate to that as well.
Me too.
Yep.
And in prison, are we going to speak about any of those types of things? And it's funny that your family really hasn't seen your brother recently or in recent years, and all of a sudden you guys are
and if Katie's still on here, Katie's a witness to the fact of the neglect still going on of the kids.
Yep.
Actual truth, the optics around it, the fact that they were on drugs. The problem is everything's being.
I'm gonna let this play while I run to the bathroom real fast.
Okay.
Hidden, and there's something that you and your family know that you don't want exposed, which is why she's locked up and you guys don't want her having any conversations with anyone. Are we going to address that? Because the fact that you even hold your camera the way you do, I know you can't be trusted. But Are we going to speak about on any of those actual things? Are we going to speak on the truth, or are we going to just come on here, and just try to get the bag? And the fact that you would do this to a minor, knowing that you know more, and you know what you're doing is crooked, is wild to me. Of course, this is all alleged. Oh yeah, are we going to talk about the police reports and the police going to the house? Are we going to talk about Tristan slapping his dad? Are we going to talk about any of those things? Is the truth going to come out? Are you going to speak the truth? Allegedly? Oh yeah, and the church offering going missing because of habits, allegedly. Are we going to speak on any of that? Because the optics surrounding this and what y'all are doing on the internet is ironic when you know what? One thing I don't like is dishonesty. And
Lost volume again.
No, it's not even playing, Katie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I thought it was my volume that went out. I was like,
No.
I have to keep
She
leaving it
didn't.
coming back in, but I think it's where I'm in the road. I keep going in and out of signal.
She forgot to push play.
Okay.
Again, we're new at this.
It was playing on my end.
It wasn't playing for us.
It had just stopped for me.
Oh, I just stopped it, but I forgot to unmute myself just now. That was my bad. Yeah, I'm definitely new to this. So do you remember what I said whenever I was muted was, do you remember whenever we searched her Kim's name on TikTok and she had been previously being mean to a content creator before any of this drama happened?
Yep, and there were people accusing her of being a two-faced bully.
Yeah, that was good times.
It was validating. It was validating for us because we were getting attacked, and to have other people come out of the woodwork and be like, hey, I see that woman for what she is too. It was wow.
Yeah.
And her and Kim posting in the other group, bloodstained t-shirts, talking about guns being found in Ziploc bags, crazy lies. Which goes back to Nina and what Nina said. Why are they trying so hard to push this narrative?
Right.
I'm all about exposing the truth. The truth will come out in this case. And when the public realize what really happened, whatever it is, and I'm pretty sure your family knows the truth, because the optics surrounding this and the facts behind it is giving cover up.
So any other comments on this? Are you there?
I'm here.
Yes, I'm here too.
I just know we're going to be harassed. I can't wait to see what's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, we're about to wrap it up. Hey, Ratstar. Hey, All Eyes. We're about to wrap it up, but feel free to go back to the beginning and check it all out. We were hoping to watch the Sarah Grace Patrick hearing. I'm going to search one last time to see if that.
I know Fox 5 was in there and Crime TV.
Oh, yep. We got something, but it's only 4 minutes. But here,
Yeah.
I'll share.
Well, she was only in there 6 minutes.
Yeah. So here we go. Let me make sure I got this at normal speed. Okay. Everybody can hear?
Yes.
No.
Oh shit! Somebody, I thought I'm so bad at this. I'm so sorry. I will get better. I promise. There, finally. Now we can hear.
All right, thank you, Judge. Good
Everybody can hear?
Yes.
Okay.
morning. We are ready for trial with the exception of for candor to the court and the benefit of the state and fairness to the state. On August 19th, our office retained the services of Dr. Robert Schaefer, who is a forensic neurologist, neuropsychologist, to evaluate Ms. Patrick. He shortly thereafter, we retained him, did an initial visit with her, and then several more. There were some records that we were seeking to obtain. All in all, he's completed the evaluation, but he has not given me a formal written report. I think in all fairness to the state, after I turn over that report, I have served them with notice and with his CV, so they know that it's coming. In all fairness to them, I think that they should be able to review the report and decide if they agree with it or have some challenges to it, and be able to, in their own discretion, hire their own expert to combat what we are going to put forward and all of that stuff. And so, Your Honor, we're ready, but just wanted to let the court know that that is something that I expect the week after Christmas. If we're starting on January 5th, I don't see where that presents the state enough time to garner an expert or, figure out what they're going to do with that report. But I did want to be in candor with the court and in fairness with the state.
Thank you. State, what's your name?
Thank you, Judge. That's correct. I've spoken with the defense in this matter, and at this point, the state's announcement is ready, pending that evaluation report. If the state does review that report when it comes in, then that might change the state's announcement of whether we would need more time to acquire an expert. But at this point, the state is announcing ready, and in the future, we can address that matter if it becomes a problem.
And in addition, Your Honor, and the court is aware, there are still some outstanding motions. I guess my announcement is ready, subject to motions.
I want to say that I'm very pleased at the dedication that both state and defense have placed in this case. I know, as well as anybody who's familiar with the court system, I put a very rigorous time schedule on this case. And both of you, both state and defense, have gone above and beyond to accommodate that. And I know that's not easy. On the day that I originally said this, I said outside of some discovery issues that may come up, this case will stay on. And y'all were kind enough to have multiple conference calls with my office. We've had multiple discussions about this case throughout the past few months, making sure that everything stayed on track. And so I greatly appreciate that. So my understanding is that both sides are ready, with the understanding that that could all change once this report comes in. Once this report comes in, depending on what it says, defense, you believe that in order for the state to be properly prepared, they may need more time.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And state, you're agreeing that in order for you to be prepared, depending on what this report says, you may need more time.
That's correct.
And so I will not know whether or not I need to continue this case out of an obligation of fairness and justice until probably just a few days prior to this case coming to court. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, but
Yes, Judge, that's fine.
the only issue that develops is that I know that each of you have witness lists. And there's expenses that usually go out with witnesses and scheduling experts that y'all both have. Is this how you wish me to proceed? Because right now, you're going to have to go in as we're fully ready, which I think we are, outside of this report, which is no one's fault, that it's going to come in where it is. Sometimes that's just discovery. Is that where y'all want to be?
Judge, I believe it's the position of the state. That's where we want to be at this point. We are ready, subject to that evaluation, and whether we would need an expert to combat that or not is unknown at this time.
Okay.
We'll be ready, Your Honor.
All right. Then we'll set it down for the case is set for January 5th. We will proceed on schedule. If something comes up, I believe both of you know that I'm very accommodating to the conference call. You don't need to contact my office and let me know that you've discovered there is an issue that's around this report. Just get in touch with my office as quickly as possible, and we'll try to get that resolved as fast as we can.
Yes, Jeff.
Outside of that, we'll be ready on January 5th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Aw.
That breaks my heart. That poor kid.
Yeah. He does kind of look like Wolverine.
He's sexy. God dang, he's sexy.
Yeah.
Shit me. But that little baby, I swear to God, even if the state thought that she really did do this to her parents, she's not where she should be. Knowing the past of these parents, she should be in a hospital. She should be getting help for trauma, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. And you know the thing about it is,
It's mind blowing.
listen, whenever me and
I don't get it. I saw yesterday that, or was it early this morning? I saw where somebody, a commenter, was saying that Jay Lee, the 5-year-old at the time, is now telling people that Sarah told her to be quiet, that she did wake up, in fact, and she actually saw everything going on. And like, just so crazy, the rumors that are out there, the commenters, the other side of the family saying these crazy things. It's just wild. It's absolutely wild. This is a child that you old ass people are ripping to shreds. And this child, you know, lived in a very abusive and negligent home, and you're still tearing her to shreds.
So
Were we going to say something, Tasha? Sorry.
yes, so whenever me and Kristen were friends, me and her, we would talk because Sarah would go through some very anxious nights, and she would tell me, Sarah's just here on the bed crying. I don't know what to do. I said, girl, put her in therapy. She's been through so much. And she said, because Kristen went to school for psychology, she said, I can't be her therapist. I said, no, that's something you can't handle for her if her trauma is with you. So I was trying to put her into therapy, but it just was not moving the way that it needed to, and I felt so bad for her because I told Sarah, I said, anytime you want to talk.
Okay, so Tasha, I can't hear her talking, but she just messaged me privately. There were rumors supposedly that Jamie and Kristen stole money from the church. And Tasha said she spoke to multiple people at that church, and that is not true. That never happened. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear? How come you can't hear us?
I can hear you.
But you can't hear Tasha?
Mm-mm.
You need to leave and come back then.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
One thing I want to talk about is, you know, the certain people that like to post the videos saying that, you know, they might not get to see Jaylee right now, but one day, you know, they're going to tell Jaylee everything that happened and stuff like this.
Why would you put her
What do
through
you think Jaylee's going to think about what they're saying and doing about her sister? Like, she's got to have some feelings about that, you know?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fortunately, yeah, Katie, we can hear you, damn it.
It's so funny. I love Miss and Katie. She's good people.
I mean, damn, if it wasn't for Katie, God knew what he was doing.
I know. Sometimes it puts you in places you don't need
No,
to
I want someone to,
be and
you
wanna
didn't get to hear it,
be.
Heidi. So with all these videos that gets posted about, you know, Jaylee, we miss you, and one day we'll get to tell you the truth.
Why
If
would
you were a little
do
girl whose sister and mother were taken away, and you
And
have an
father.
aunt
And father.
screaming, F your sister, this, that, and the other, but there's no proof she's done it. No truth has come to light with it. How do you think this little girl's going to feel?
Right.
Seriously.
And you know something else, and Tasha, I always walk on eggshells with talking about certain things because of you, because I know that you loved and admired Kristen so much.
Listen, I know what their past is. Don't walk on no
I
eggshells.
can't hear you anymore, Heidi.
Oh, can you hear me, Katie?
I can now. It just went out for a second.
Okay.
I can hear you.
I was saying that I walk on eggshells because I know how much Tasha loves Kristen, but you know, for these people again that are attacking Sarah and saying so much publicly about her, that is so sad because those people knew what Sarah went through. If Sarah did do this, I'd be shutting my mouth if I was that other side of the family because I know what that child went through. And to believe that she actually did it, they have to know she must have snapped. She couldn't take no more. The shit that was going on in that house. But no, you're out there publicly raging and ripping this very neglected and very abused child to shreds. It's just mind-boggling to me.
And none of these adults did anything to help these children.
No.
Knowing the conditions they're in. Now,
No.
let's do wish lists and stuff like that. Now let's help.
Right.
But where was the help when all this was going on and they knew what was going on in that home?
Right. And now they want custody of Jay Lee. Why didn't you want custody of that little girl when their parents were being arrested?
Yeah, or whenever they were going through their own drug issues, you know, like, or why weren't you there to, you know, like pick her up and take her out whenever she was younger and stuff like that?
And I know whenever she met Jamie, she was still with DJ.
Craziness.
She was still with DJ, and
DJ wouldn't get out. She told GJ I want a divorce. He wouldn't get out. He continued to sleep on the couch.
Yeah, something.
That's
but
sort of like with you, Katie, when you were telling him to get the hell out.
To me.
Golly.
You what? Yeah, he don't listen to that shit.
Well, my whole point was that she was still entertaining other people while she was still with DJ or whatever there.
And I bet statistically, whenever a couple are killed, I bet statistically, I mean, that's probably a romantic in some way. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just making that up.
I'm gonna do some investigating first before I can comment on anything.
Yeah.
What, Tasha?
Listen, I'm gonna do some more investigating before I.
Well, I would like to do some. If anybody has any ties to the swinger community in that area, I would like to know what is going on in the swinger community.
I mean, you're not gonna give out names.
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I don't know. But
what are you looking for in the swinger community, though?
If there was any arguing, if anybody got angry, was there a disgruntled partner?
Well, okay, so listen, when you're dealing with swingers, it's random most of the time.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be like a group of people. I mean, they do have parties, but.
Did Kristen and Jamie have parties?
I mean, they could have within their own, like, little people, but they're not going to go out announcing it.
Right.
They announce it on sites. We need to find out if anybody was angry because we know that Jamie couldn't perform for 2 years because of his heart. Was Kristen still going back out there without Jamie knowing?
This was the 3rd year. Because they say that the LVADs don't last more than 3 years, and he was coming up on his 3-year mark. And he was having trouble with his heart. He had just went to the hospital in December.
Yeah, I know he was like on a transplant list or something.
Yes. But he probably wasn't going to get it because he smoked. And people who smoke, they don't give that opportunity to.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going to be dead in 5 years anyway, so what the fuck?
And, you know, I've always said, too, to the other side that hates us so much, if there was evidence to come out that she did it. I mean, we're all willing to accept it. It's just
This is my stance on this case. Kristen was my best friend, and I love
Not
her.
going to say too much, but the lawyer is quite confident. I'll just say that.
Yes, she is. But this is my stance. If Sarah did it, I believe she should be punished. But I'm not willing to just throw a 16, 17-year-old girl. That's the same age as my daughter. You know what I mean? Just throw her completely under the bus and not try to have any type of.
All right, ladies. Listen, y'all been on live for a long time, almost 3 hours, huh?
Do what?
yes, we have been. I don't know who said that, but yes.
It's Katie.
But I'm not willing to throw her under the bus just because everybody else thinks that she's wrong. I mean, there's people who have been wrong and who have been sent to jail and out 20 years later for a mistake.
Oh, it's Laurel. Okay.
I want to say something.
Yes.
I have to be careful because of HIPAA, because of what I do for a living. But I've been introduced to a teenager who has many diagnoses and on many different medications. And they constantly have to switch up the medications because they don't always work. For example, she was given Ativan and it gave her the adverse reaction. She became violent. She became extremely hyper. Long story short, this child flies into fits of rages, and she definitely has the potential to lose control. And she does lose control. There's holes all over the house, in the walls. You know, each and every bedroom door has a padlock from the inside on it because when she goes into, they're called burnout stages. My whole point in telling you this, when the child comes down from the fits of rage and the burnout stage, she is appalled at her own behavior. And she's so sorry. And oh my God, I can't believe I've done that. When she's in these fits of psychosis, fits of rage. Oh, Sarah's trying to message me right now. I don't see that with Sarah. I don't see the possibly she snapped and now she is feeling guilt and remorse from it. I talk to this child every day. And
Yeah.
so does Katie. And Tasha has spoken to her. This
That's what I mean.
child is full of love. She talks to me about her mama every day. She misses her mom so much. She cries. I just miss my mom. I work with kids. I work with screwed up kids. I have 2 daughters. I have 3 sisters. I'm 51 years old. I have tons of female friends. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we would see evidence of that. Welcome, Laurel. Hey.
Hey y'all. Sorry,
Hi.
I know you're ending it soon, but I wanted to jump in real quick because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has too many
We're
characters.
we're glad to see you.
So really quickly, y'all were talking about the swinger thing. Like with the community, what like if there's anybody out there who knows anything about that or participated at all, like Emily could keep you anonymous even. Like if you wanted to come forward and like give us some insight onto all of that, like you could literally be completely anonymous and do that
Yes.
and do an interview.
Yes.
I just wanted to throw that out there because that would be really interesting, I think.
Yes, and we have a real life journalist on staff now, and Andy Kopsa that has you know a history of keeping sources anonymous and you know like a real life journalist too. So if you didn't trust me.
Yeah, so that would be awesome. That's all I wanted.
Yes.
That's all I came here to say really quickly.
Yep.
I want to give a plug and hopefully they'll maybe think about sponsoring us. This is the best drink in the world, V8 Energy. It's great. I love it. It does give me energy and it tastes delicious and it's healthy. Love you.
And also never eat on stream again. I received so many negative feedback about that. I said, we won't do it again. We're new. We're learning, you know.
And I personally work a lot and I was starving. I just got home from work and we're jumping on live and
Yeah.
I'm starving.
Yeah, next time I'll just mute you. Now I know where the mute button is. I can just mute people. So Yes, an actual journalist with ethics. Andy's really good. I'm so glad for the help on this, and I just know there's going to be so much uncovered with the people that are interested in this. Like, there's lawyers in the chat, there's smart people, there's sleuths, there's like, you don't even know, like, these people in the chat
And we're
are smart ass
nobodies.
people. Yeah, and we're nobodies. And I figure if fucking people can get out here and do this, I can get out there and do this. You know, like, I just, there was no content being made about her, and I just felt compelled to make it. You know, like,
I do want to add something else to it. When I was with Kristen and Sarah, when we were just hanging out and stuff, or even when we were just on the phone, I've never seen any like holes in her wall, like doors off hinges. I mean, they would fuss a little bit, but nothing like a normal teenager wouldn't. Like, I want to go out or something. But her mom was very lenient with her. She let her go out to the movies with my daughter and all kind of stuff. So that and her boyfriend was with them and stuff, and they hung out all the time. So I mean, I don't really see the kind of hatred that they're trying to show towards Kristen from Sarah. And Kristen would even get on Facebook and write, "I'm so proud of you. You're doing so good. You're my sunshine. You're my everything. I'm proud of you. You're graduating early." Like, just so much stuff. There was not that hatred, envy between them.
Thank you for sharing
That's so important that you speak on that.
Kristen loved her daughter. Like, she loved her. She was so proud of her, and she was so excited for her future.
And there's nobody here really to speak for Kristen in this whole thing.
I
You know,
know.
like you know, but that's just another.
I mean, I know
missing piece.
Kristen did shit and fucked up. I have my own shit that I fucked up.
Yes, we all of
Me
us.
too, boo. I got the mug shots.
You know?
Yeah.
But that, I don't think my daughter's gonna murder me because that's
Right.
She's like, yeah, I mean, I know you fucked up, but you wrong. We moving forward, you know. And she was excited to do all this with Sarah too, and she was so proud of her.
I just think there's too much reasonable doubt in this case.
I think there is too. It's a lot of speculation.
Yeah,
I do too. And I think it's so important that it gets out there that, Sarah was a good kid and they did have a normal relationship. My daughter and I, my oldest daughter and I, it gets ugly. It gets bad. It gets loud. My daughter has gotten, aggressive and thrown things. But that's life. I mean, that's raising teenage daughters, and not all families are like that. So before the commenters get on here and start ripping me apart,
Girl, me and my daughter went at it too. We done put each other on chokehold.
Me and my mom
yes.
Yes. We moved on. We don't want to kill each other. You know what I mean?
I remember.
I beat my mom's ass multiple times.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, my daughter has tried to attack me, but I grew up with MMA. It didn't work. But I remember one time I was standing in my kitchen and my one daughter was in the shower and I thought my other daughter was in her bedroom doing whatever. I hear them yelling from the shower, and the next thing I know, there's a sopping wet bra flying past my face, slamming up against my kitchen wall, sliding down. Then here comes the underwear. My one daughter went in while my other daughter was showering and put her shit in the toilet, her bra and underwear, and then was throwing it, making her go get it. Like, the house is crazy when there's teenagers in there. That's a part of life. That doesn't make Sarah. You guys say reasonable doubt. I don't see any motive at all.
I don't either.
Yeah, me either.
I don't see it at all, but I've seen, TikToks and videos and comments calling her a psychopath. I don't see that.
Gangsters and mob people, they don't kill the kids. They come in and they take the adults.
Yep.
They don't kill the kids. So
Nope.
it's not just her,
Yep, I saw that comment too several times. Well, why were the kids safe? When it's a hit like that, they ain't there for the kids.
Right, exactly.
And maybe that person that had that hit said, fuck them kids, let them take the fall for it. You know, what do they care? This is about money owed. This is about debts being paid. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where is Jamie Brox's criminal history? Why is it just gone?
That's still so wild. I don't know how they did that.
Well, I mean, I got idiots looking and finding my mugshot from 20 years ago. Why can't we see anything of his? Kristen's got even traffic tickets. Kristen's got on her record in Florida. All I did was search Georgia. All of Georgia came up, all her arrests, and in Florida. How is that possible? But
I got no idea.
Could that be informant energy? Like maybe he was an informant, so they took his record down?
Interesting take.
Mm-hmm. But we're all probably going to get sued after today. I should insert now that everything said today is allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And opinions.
And we're definitely going to get caught. Well, not we, maybe me. We're definitely going to get called out on a TikTok for sure.
It won't be the first time my name's in something.
Yeah.
And you know, Emily, I want to bring that up. If it wasn't for you and if it wasn't for your voice, I know for a fact that Tasha wouldn't be sitting here right now. Because when I first started talking to Tasha, she was afraid to come out and speak because of her past. She didn't want them coming after her and attacking her. And that made me so sad that this woman could not come out and stick up for her friend for fear of being attacked from that other side. And but yet everybody else is in the wrong. Everybody else has the ugly personality.
And she's just as much as a victim as they are. It was, you know, it wasn't her blood sister, you know, it was her friend, but it's, you know.
But we were sisters.
Yeah.
That's sad shit. If I was afraid to come out and speak, I mean, that's how I got on Nancy Grace. I didn't want to be on Nancy Grace, but my girlfriend's missing. Where the hell is my friend? Her body has still not been found. It's almost 8 years.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Dead ass serious.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
And I met her in jail. So when I met her, I met the sober her. I met the real her. I didn't know the Julia Bean on drugs.
Yeah.
So when I found out that she had been missing for over a year and her drug addicted family didn't even call the police, ask for help, nothing, because they didn't want any light shed on them.
Yeah.
So nobody called the police except for her, at the time, 16-year-old daughter. I can't find my mom. After a year, y'all.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah, so, you know, for the people that got on Nancy Grace and feel famous, don't. You ain't all that. It's Nancy fucking Grace, and it's easy to get on there.
Yeah.
No offense, Nancy Grace. I love you. You really need a new makeup artist, but you're great.
She said I had my name in her mouth, and I don't even know her name. I literally don't even know her name. I don't care what her name is. I don't care. I don't even care.
Yeah. And I wasn't even talking shit on her.
Me, yeah, none of us were.
All I said was that, you know, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy that her mama tried to help a cat.
And with Heidi's mugshot and lean into it.
What is it? What should we do?
Let's make t-shirts with Heidi's mugshot and just lean into it.
Sarah's mugshot on one side, Heidi's on the other side. Oh, Keith, if fucking what's her face for Delphi Dirt can make it on Court TV,
I have had so many people message me about going on their show and interviews and shit. No, thank you.
Yeah. Everybody just wants to sensationalize it and throw it under the bus.
Yeah. There was somebody that messaged me. I was going to work and they're like, "Can we just stop on the side of the road and have a conversation?" I'm like, fuck no. What the fuck? Absolutely not.
All right. Well, whenever I see new filings, whenever I hear anything, I will update you guys. I know all you guys are in the Facebook group, so you'll see, and I'll post links and I'll share them out. Did anybody want to say anything before we hop off? Or
I do to you, Emily, and to Tasha and Katie, and Bo, because I know Bo's on here and Brenda's probably on here. There are people just like us that are devoted to this and that do care. So even though, Emily, you may think we're not really saying anything and we're just sitting here and we've been on here for 3 hours, there are people hanging on to this case. They're hanging on to the hope for Sarah. So us being here means a lot to a lot of people, and you don't even know it.
And I wanted to mention real fast. Sorry, Katie. That Brenda had the idea earlier to reach out to the Free Karen Read community, and I think that's a good idea. If we could maybe share and hashtag that, I think that's a great idea, and I'm going to do that in some TikToks from here on out.
Oh my God, that's so smart.
So where?
Yeah, Katie, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I held this little girl days after this happened to her mom, and this was real grief. This wasn't fake. This kid bawled in my arms into a little ball on the floor. Like, she'd read her mom's letters. She'd hold her necklace. Things that were important between her and her mother. And she's grieving Mr. James, too. She loved him.
Yeah,
it's a horrible situation. And for anybody to say this, her fake emotions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about people who turn on the crying anytime they get on a stand, or other grown-ass women who've cried on TikTok, and they're allowed to do it. Why can't Sarah?
They grieve their parents, their spouses, their people, and then
Their
some of them
brothers.
even turned out to be the fucking murderer of them. Like, well, come on.
Sarah just messaged me last night before she closed her eyes. And the last thing she said to me was that she really missed her mom, Mr. James, and Jaden.
Yep.
Her other brother, Jamie's other son that stayed with them on the weekends. Sarah has gotten very close to me and has spoken personally about her distaste for some of the things her bio dad does. And she will always say, but I was always grateful that I had Mr. James. At least I had Mr. James. I think that says a lot. She, the past year that they were getting sober, she obviously began to look up to him, Mr. James.
They were doing better, but not. I mean, nobody can go 100% in a short time.
Yeah.
Completely understandable. It took me a long time to get my head straight from.
Whenever you do drugs and whenever you're in that lifestyle of just whatever, you are very, very selfish. And you're not thinking about nobody else, not your kids, not your spouse, not your nobody, but you and the trauma that you're going through, what you're putting on yourself, basically, because it's your own damn trauma. And you have to unlearn those behaviors after you've been doing it for so long.
There's a part in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and it's a whole chapter dedicated to the family afterwards.
Yes,
because there's a lot of cleanup. A lot of cleanup. You made your house very, very messy. Walls falling down. Everything is broken down in an alcoholic or drug addicted family.
Yes. Yes.
So
there's so much trauma that I've had to heal within my own self before I can even pour out any goodness to anybody, because I'm just so full of hatred of myself.
I think a lot of people feel that way. There's also something else I would like to point out. Sarah does not like us doing podcasts and things like that. She's scared to death of social media because of what's happened to her.
She should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think what Katie is trying to say is Sarah doesn't want us to say too much.
Yeah, she don't want nobody to be in trouble.
Yeah.
I
All
heard the
right.
whistle when I was talking. I love you.
All right, you guys have a good day, and thanks for joining, and thanks for being here with me. And I'm gonna be on somebody else's stream. I shared it on my YouTube post. I'm gonna be on her stream tonight, Carrie, to tell her about this case. So feel free to stop by. That'll be at 8 Central. So
I'm really at work.
but well, watch it on the replay and comment, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good
Bye,
evening
ladies.
or good
See you.
afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.